Hello, hello. We are live. It is ChubbyRay Comics Roundtable. I am Ray, along with my guest. I am very, very happy to have him on. The amazing and incomparable Omnidog.
Wow, thank you. That is quite an introduction. I appreciate you're asking me to be on.
The first guest I've ever had when my wife says, I want to say hi before you get going. So my wife asked me to point to say hi. It's good to have you on, buddy. I appreciate it, Jess.
Oh yeah, I've been looking forward to this.
I know you're just coming off a surgery, so I really appreciate it.
And oh sure, and that's why I'm late. I know I'm late all the time, but I've been adding an extra 5 minutes onto everything because it takes me more time, and I was still freaking late. So
it's been. I mean, it's a hip, right? So you got to get used to it and everything, right?
Well, yeah, and I got a walker, and we have a lot of stairs in this house. So, but I feel like today has been the first day where I feel like I don't need any pain medication. It's not hurting so badly that I need anything. So that's a pretty big milestone. So I'm feeling much better.
I eventually I'm going to have to get both my knees replaced. So, man, I feel for you. I just feel for you. Well, I appreciate you saying to do this is great. A roundtable has been fun. I'm so glad you were when I first invented this. I told Sean from Comic Pals. He was the first guest. He goes, who's your lineup? I said Omnidog. I want Omnidog as soon as possible. So I wanted you. I got a long list of stuff, but you were right at the top. I'm so glad that you agreed to do this.
Thank you. Yeah. I love you. I love your personality, and you can actually come to me for knee advice because I had both mine replaced 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can help you there.
It, huh?
Yeah, I can help you there.
I am not looking forward to it, but oh yeah, we'll see. Listen, so you were on Roundtable. Let's start with the question that I ask everybody.
Okay.
What is your comics origin? Let's go back to little Omnidog. What first got you into comics? If you're little, maybe you did it as an adult. I don't know, but tell us when you first got into comics.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny. Let's see. It would be 60 years ago. 61 years ago, because I was 6 when I first got into comics. It's lost to history whose house I was in because I was just a kid. My parents were visiting this family they were friends with, and the family had several Superman and action comics, and I just started picking one up and reading it, and that's how I became like the DC nut job I am. And for the first, that I mostly have collected DC throughout the years. I've branched off recently, well, within the past 15 years, and started collecting Marvel and other stuff. But that this was back when the only way to find your comics was like in a drugstore.
Yeah,
on the spinner rack, and you would never. They were 12 cents when I first started buying them, but that had been the first bump up since like 1938. I feel like that happened somewhere like around 1963 or 4 that they raised it to 12 cents. So wait, I had a point with telling you the price. Oh, so comic goes for 12 cents. And in the drugstore that I went to every week, it was on Friday that they got their new books. So I went there every Friday. But if you were collecting like a certain comic, like back then, for a long time, I was collecting all DC, and it was everything Batman, everything Superman, everything Flash, because I love Silver Age Flash, Green Lantern. So, the regular rotation, there was really only about 9 or 10 titles besides like Brave and the Bold and Showcase. But there was no set schedule. I'm not sure that's the right word, but there was no, you couldn't count on a book being there week to week. Like by the time I was 12, I had a lot of gaps in my comic book collection because you just had to take what they were willing to give you. Mm-hmm. It would not be unusual for me to go in there hoping for, I remember this happened with, as far as I know, this was the first continuing story, like 3 issues, not ever certainly, but in that time period, like 1967, 1968, it was Superman and versus the Virus K. It was something about kryptonite, and it had Neil Adams covers that I thought were really grisly and scary because I was still pretty young, but they didn't carry the second issue. So I couldn't read that thing until I started visiting my brother in Los Angeles, and he would take me around. He was much older. He's like 14 years older than I am. And he would take me around to used bookstores. That's the only place you could find older, any kind of comic. There were dedicated comic book stores, but I don't, certainly not in the area where I grew up. I
know comic stores in the 80s when comic stores finally came around. I know that the first, when they had comic stores going, they made a prestige format that included the New Titans and the Legion of Superheroes.
Okay.
That was when those were the first comics only ever that were made specifically for stores, and that was in the mid 80s. So I know the big cities got comic book stores in the late 60s, early 70s, I guess, but it didn't become comics for them specifically until the 1980s, because that's where the whole Baxter series paper comes from. So I learned that.
I don't think, I mean, if I knew it, I forgot it. But
I used to get mine from the dime store. We had a dime store.
Oh, yeah, that's where I used to get my models.
And then the thing is if you didn't get them, I don't know if they pulled them back or threw them out, or I don't know what they did with them, but they would pull them off the rack.
Yeah.
And put the new ones on, and all of a sudden, if you were waiting to get one, you're out of luck.
Yeah, totally. If I recall correctly, what they were allowed to do, because I found a lot of these kind of comics in the used bookstores, they could cut off the front cover, like say Action Comics with the number on it, and they would shred the comic and they could send in these titles that they just cut out back to the publisher and get some kind of credit, like this didn't sell, so DC would have some kind of deal going with whoever, and they get money back. But yeah, sorry.
Do you still have those old books?
I have I probably have about a long box and a short box of them. I kept my favorites. Those are the only things I ever CGC'd. My old favorites. I can pull them, and I could go to the other room. I know right where the mid 60s books are, but around 2015, I was running out of room, and I could get a really good price. It was all my old comics. I never really got into anything from the 40s, but through these used bookstores, I could get stuff from the 1950s all the way up to present day, which was probably 1971, 72. And all the things I collected myself. I mean, I had 65 long boxes.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had a pretty reasonably sized house, but they had outgrown that house, and they had outgrown upper management's patience limit. So she was like, do something with these. And of course, now it's way worse. I bet she wishes she had those 65 long boxes, because I've taken over the entire basement in this new house.
Have you ever gone through a stage of not collecting, or have you collected from the time you were a kid till now?
Yeah, I have. So I ended up selling. Let me finish this one before I finish that one. Before I start that one, I sold them all and got a good price. That was kind of the modern age stuff from 1985 up to 2015. I sold that to Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, and they gave me some good nickels for that. But the stuff from the 50s through the 80s, I sold. I have a friend that is a pilot for United, and he's also always at conventions around here. And he bought that Silver Age stuff, and we went through it pretty carefully so I could pick some stuff out. So he bought that part, and that gave me cash so I could afford to pick up things like Hulk 181 and books like that. And just that was around 2014 I started buying those. Just as a fun way to start a kind of new collection. So that's when I sold those. What was the question?
Well, the question was, I mean, was there ever a point where you didn't collect, or have you consistently collected from the time you're a little kid?
Yeah, I think anybody that watches my channel will probably know this, because I famously don't like a certain part of the Bronze Age. I remember being a teenager, like 16 or 17. So that would put it at 1975-ish. So let's say around then. And I remember eating lunch at home, reading a comic book, which is what I did every day of my life. And it was Bronze Age JLA, and it wasn't a crossover, but and there's no real reason for it that I can remember. It wasn't anything specific, and I'm sure lots of people love that era of JLA, but and rightly so. You like what you like, and that's fine. But I just remember going, this is ridiculous. I don't even like these stories anymore. This is money I could set aside to try to pursue girls. By the way, that money did not help me. But I just said, it was the era of the Bat Family and the Super Family adventures, and I really just did not like those stories. They did not appeal to me at all, and I stopped. So that was 1975, and didn't collect any comics during college or high school. So I was out in the real world. At the time I was in Los Angeles. I grew up in Carmel in California, but I was in Los Angeles trying to get a job. And I read an article in the LA Times about the Dark Knight Returns. And I was like, this sounds interesting. And that's what, and I've been collecting again ever since. That really reignited my love and enthusiasm for comics.
And then you met your wife, of course, in there somewhere.
I had moved from LA to Washington, DC, where I live now. And I had a job that ended up ending in around 88, but I was let go a little early. It was like a lobbying firm.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her in 87. My plan was to go back to California, but her job kept her here. And I didn't have anything to go back to California for compared to staying here with her. She was it. So that's, yeah, I've been here for.
And she had no problem. She had no problem with your comic collecting.
Well, at that time it was reasonable. Because it was just the Silver Age books, right, and a chunk of Bronze Age. But I'll tell you what really excited me, besides obviously Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns. I started dabbling in Marvel Comics, collecting those. Like I can remember it was our first house. It was actually her house. She bought it. So that would be around 1988. And there were three things from Marvel Comics that I thought were so cool, and that really ignited my interest. It was Michelini and McFarlane's Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I had never seen anything like it, and I bought up till that time. I think there were only 10 maybe issues that had been put out by that team. So I went to a small con that I read in a thing called the newspaper, and it had a section called the classifieds, and I found a small con, and they outrageously charged me $10 for Spider-Man 300. And of course, everybody's saying, well, you should have picked up like 500 of those. But I got the entire McFarlane Spider-Man one. And I loved reading those. I thought the stories were good, and the art, of course, was fantastic. Man,
that omnibus is so great. The Michelini McFarlane omnibus is awesome.
Yeah,
I love that era. That was when I got back into comics. Was
okay.
Right in there, because I lost all mine in a fire when I was a little kid.
Oh,
and then I was living with someone, and I was working at a radio station in Texas, and I went to a store, and I was stressed, and I just bought a couple comics, and I brought them home, and the girl insulted my comics. Needless to say, that relationship ended. And I ended up meeting my wife. The reason I ask is, when I met my wife and she found out I collected comics, her response was, "Oh, cool. I've always wanted to read one of those." And I said, "Well, yeah, I'll let you." And we were in love. That for me, that was like, I'm going to marry this girl. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you're a comic collector, you want to make sure that everything you have is line. You don't want to be with a partner who has a problem with them. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of people out there who have ex relationships that are from a person not liking an aspect of that person's personality. And I think collecting comics is part of our personality.
I agree with you 100%. I'm a collector of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Shoot, what was I going to say? Yeah. And back then in the late 80s, it was still pretty much a male dominated convention circuit. And I assume at the time, I don't think there were that many women creators, but as the 90s went on, I noticed a lot of women collectors and women comic readers start appearing at these cons, and families too.
Mm-hmm.
Like mom and dad would be there with their kid in a stroller. And I thought that was the healthiest sign for comics, that we were getting an audience that we had never attracted before. And that I feel like that made the stigma of being a nerd collecting, anything kind of go away, because women and families started getting into it.
Well, then we started seeing women get in the actual creator field. We saw women writers, women artists, and then we started seeing black writers, black artists, Latino writers, gay. I mean, the diversity of comics. I've always been impressed. I mean, I'm a pretty liberal guy, but I've always loved the diversity of comics. I think it's one of the strongest things about the comics industry. The roundtable is I always talk to comic book content creators, and I'll ask you, you need to appeal to people that are in this field. You know what I mean? We talk about the type of person that loves comic books. So you have to appeal to personalities of people like that, being a comic content creator. Is there anyone who doesn't like you? I think you are you are one of those guys that everybody says Omnidog this. Oh yeah, I love Omnidog. Everybody loves Omnidog. Is there anyone that doesn't like you?
Wow, that's quite the compliment. Excuse me, I have to just stand up and stretch my hip for a sec. That is really a compliment. Over the years, I've kind of collected a handful of people who don't like me. Most recently I got tagged by someone who was like, this is a legit criticism, but the way they said it was way snarky. You only give positive reviews to books. We need to know what books to avoid, but you're not helpful in this area.
Oh, I get that too. Yeah.
And my first response that I typed in I said, you need to go see my old videos, root beer reviews, where I would dump the book in a bucket and pour really crappy root beer in it, because I love root beer, but I hate, and I'm sure everybody loves these, peace and love. It's fine. Diet A&W in a can, and Barks in a can. I thought those tasted so bad. So I have a long
crappy root beer on top of them.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use good root beer on them. I feel like I had about 7 to 10 of those, and I can remember almost all of them. So I have in the past, and I had plenty of early videos that I would absolutely call out a book. I have plenty of videos like that, but within the past, I feel like 5 years, I've kind of cultivated a group of people that know my taste, and they will recommend books to me. Like James is one of them. He knows my taste. Super producer James, very fine. He knows my taste. Riley. There's a handful of people that really know my taste, and so I read what they recommend, and I love it all the time because they know what I like.
Yeah.
So my response is twofold, really. This is how I find out about books, people recommending them to me, because I don't watch other people's YouTube channels for comics. I never have, because I never want to be influenced on a book. If they do an article, if they do a video, whoever the creator of the video is, if they do a video on why Green Lantern 150 is terrible, and that will that'll affect how I feel about the book going into it. I'll start off with a negative feeling, and I'll just be like, yeah, this wasn't that good. Whereas I won't know if I had gone in blind, whether or not it was good. Maybe it's a book, because it's all subjective, like any art form.
Yes.
Something that you like may be something that I don't dig. So, and I also don't want to know anything more than I think you'd like blah blah blah, or this comic, the title is something you might vibe with. So I don't want somebody to say you'll give this book an A+, because I will be slanted towards like really loving it, and then I might feel I might feel bad that I didn't love it. What the hell? Oh, we're still on the positivity thing. So that's how I find out about books, and I end up, all I have now is books that I'm really interested in reading, and if I've read them and I love them, I keep them. There are books that I don't like, and if I read them and don't like them, I'll sell them. And so I know I come across as very positive about everything I review. So I try to, I haven't made a much recorded content recently, just because of all the pain and other stuff that I've been going through. But when I do recorded videos again, I'll try to make them interesting somehow, like compare how much I love Tinian's Batman to a book that some Batman book that didn't do it for me, or something like that. I need to do that. I get it.
I'm the same way. People always accuse me of Ray loves everything, blah blah. It's because I don't surround myself with stuff I hate. I surround myself with things I love. Why would I want to? If I don't like something, I give it away. Like you said, give it away or sell it. I don't,
Yeah.
My problem is I have too much of everything. Like I'm quintuple dipping at times.
I know. I saw you talk about that today.
Let me reverse the question.
Okay.
Is there anyone in the comic book content creator world that you don't like?
Yes.
So you do. So there are people that you don't like.
There are writers and artists who don't, I just don't match up with. Yeah. They could be really popular, but I don't. They're just not it for me. The books they write, or the books they illustrate, it's just not for me. One of my most famous root beer baths was for Kevin Smith's Batman. God bless Kevin Smith. I think he's great for the film industry. His promotion of the comic book industry is awesome. He named his daughter Harley Quinn. So how can I not like that guy? But I don't. I have the Green Arrow book. Those were two pretty good stories that he wrote, and Phil Hester.
Yeah, I liked his Green Arrow a lot.
Yeah, but I also am not the biggest Phil Hester fan. But it all worked so well that I'm like, this Green Arrow is cool. Okay, but yeah, I don't like his work really. I love a lot of his movies. But yeah, he's one guy. The thing is, I would look around to get the answer, but I probably don't have in my collection creators I don't dig.
Yeah, we don't. Why surround ourselves with books we hate? Like I have All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. I hate that. I love the art, but I hate that book and I'm just going to give it away to someone. Because I know there are people that watch my channel that will love it, but I hate that book. I think it's just horrible. So I'm planning on giving that away sometime.
I think that as much as Frank Miller changed my life with Dark Knight Returns, and he really did change my life because he got me right back into collecting comics. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was I don't think I've maybe 300. I know I really liked that. Wait, he did write 300, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay. I think that and Dark Knight Returns are really the only things that I have in my Oh, no, V for Vendetta is Alan Moore. Ronin. I liked Ronin, but that's it. I haven't bought any new Frank Miller.
Yeah, I like Daredevil and Year One. That's about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I love Daredevil. I totally appreciate what he did with Daredevil.
Yeah.
But I don't think I bought anything new from him in 25 years.
And it's, I mean, people get old and they change, and I appreciate the things I like about certain people, and it comes up a lot with people go, what do you think about people's political opinion? I said, I wish people would keep their political opinions to themselves. You know what I mean? So that, because I don't want to know, like, for example, Chuck Dixon. I love Chuck Dixon. But my God, it's like, keep your political opinions to yourself. I mean, I don't want to feel bad reading your stuff.
Yeah.
I just hate when they do that,
Yeah. That's a real issue.
Yeah, it really is.
Because it can affect how people are it affects how people feel about the creator. So yeah. I understand 100% what you're saying. And I try not to discuss politics at all.
Yeah.
Because it's a danger to my sobriety and stuff. That's
absolutely
yeah.
And I'm sure you got that as a higher priority list.
It's my
sobriety. I'm sure it's important than
it's the most important thing for me, because I lose everything else if I don't focus.
Absolutely. And God bless you for that, brother. I support you 100% in that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Here in the comic content, guys like us who talk about comics all the time. Let's talk about how you got into that. Like, what made you decide to get into doing a YouTube show about comics and doing, you know what I mean? I want to know, like, what made you said you had a career in, being a lobbyist or whatever you're doing, whatever your job was. But you had that going, and then what made you decide to get into talking about comic books?
That's a really good question. And I'm just trying to stretch my leg.
I understand. No, I understand, buddy.
Yeah. I kind of fell into it by accident. Let's see, back in 2015, actually in 2014, I started following this guy, Riley Moore. I don't even know how I stumbled onto his Tumblr page, because I don't even know anything about Tumblr. Somehow I found his page, and he wrote really good guides, collecting guides like Crisis does.
Mm-hmm.
And so he and I developed a friendship, and he decided in 2015 to make a Facebook group where just a sec, that's junior management. Just a sec. Okay, 2015, he started a Facebook group where you had the rules were pretty simple. You had to be civil, you had to be courteous, and you couldn't. Wait, I thought I turned this off. What's wrong with you? Okay, there we go. So, and you at that time, books were wildly out of print, and eBay was the only place you could find them. And some trade paperback would be $200. It would be even worse on Amazon. This is also how I got my name OmniDog. So he created this Facebook group, and the only rule was you couldn't sell books for more than cover price. And books that were out of print at that time were like Brubaker's Daredevil, Frank Miller's Daredevil and the Companion, Bendis's Daredevil. I remember those. I think New X-Men by Morrison. I'm just thinking of Marvel ones because I'm looking at them right now. Various X-Men hardcovers and trades were way out of print and commanding ridiculous prices. I remember Promethea from DC, the Absolutes, were way pricey and out of print. So DC had plenty also. So that's where you could sell your stuff, but you couldn't go over the cover price. So there was, and it was a good, healthy, group because, let's see, I joined in spring, like right when it began, I joined, and I spoke enough, I commented enough that he and his, the board of elders or whatever decided they wanted to make me not a mod. What's better than a mod on Facebook?
Administrator.
Admin. So they said, you can be an admin if you want. Could you please? And I'm like, yeah, sure. That sounds fun. The very first day I was an admin, I ended up kicking a guy out. Like my first day, I was like, yeah, forget it. You're a liar. Boom, you're out. Because I still remember, I don't remember his name, but he made up blatant lies about me in some conversation we had, took it public on the group, and I had, as they say, the receipts. So I had the whole thing on my phone I took pics of it, and I took care of things. But it's funny that I was the very first day I got into a controversy.
So everybody, the person that you think of as being the nicest person in the world, OmniDog, tells you the first day that he was an admin, he started kicking people out.
Oh, I had so little patience for anybody that wasn't 100% civil or kind or anything. Just if somebody just repeatedly made snarky comments that didn't add to anything. If you weren't additive to the whole thing, and I remember so many people that I kicked out, they just didn't bring anything to the table but snark. And I was like, this isn't helping the group.
Mm-hmm.
So Riley and Lou, also known as Comics Guide, decided to make a YouTube channel. This was, I think, in 2016. I'm sure James has already posted the name of the video and date and stuff.
He's amazing, by the way. James is
yeah, I'm convinced I've met him, so he is a person. I was going to say he's like a walking Wikipedia page. So they created Omni Bros Live, where they, at the time, both of them collected Marvel and DC omnis. So they had a first show, and the main audience was Riley's Facebook group, because it was really a hopping group. It had a lot of people. And they asked the audience on the first show who else they would like to see as a host. And I guess I had made enough of a name for myself, kicking jerks out of the group, that the audience asked, they wanted to know more about me and wanted me to be a host. So I feel like that was late 2016 that all happened. I know James has already posted the first show.
Were you already Omni Dog at that point?
My avatar is a picture of our first dog, and it's never changed, and it's always been a dog. And I was 2016 was a big year for me, because not only did I get my knees replaced, but I went out to visit friends and my sister who lived in Oregon. And I started out in Central California, visiting friends and staying various places, hotels, friends' place. But everywhere I stopped, I looked up. Oh, thank you. Everywhere I stopped, I looked up comic book stores, and I went to them, and I had a long list of the books people were really looking for: omnibus, trade paperbacks, absolutes, whatever. And so I spent 3 weeks out there, going from there all the way up to where my sister lived in Jacksonville. And then I visited Portland, where actually you just showed my homepage. The guy that right there at the top, I've pinned that's where my theme song comes from. That's Nate. And that's a minute long, and it is amazing that he did this. He's a songwriter. He's part of the band Redcoat Turncoat, and he animated it himself.
Oh, let's watch. You guys have seen this, right? I hope you guys have seen this.
It's only
we can hear the volume.
You can play it. That is, he made that during the pandemic.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
I visited him in 2016. That day I spent with him, we went to 8 comic book stores, and I had so many requests that I actually could fill for people in the group. And a lot of them were omnibuses. And so they started calling me Omni Dog, because my avatar was a dog. And because I made it that's when I made it. Like, my daughter was already in college, out of college, out in the working world. And so I made it my absolute goal to try and find as many of these out of print books as I could for people, and sell it to them for cover price. I took great pleasure. I remember I was in Sacramento, and I would tell people where I was starting that day, and I was just walking into one of the comic shops in Sacramento, and somebody said at the time, Hitman 1 and 2, the trades were, especially 1, were impossible to find. And so they asked for Hitman, and I said, I guarantee I can find you Hitman right now. And I went in, thankfully, I went into that store and I did find him. But that's how confident I became that I could find certain things. So I came back. I went up to Portland. I came back to my sisters in Jacksonville, and I sent out. I mailed out to the people who had already paid me. There were 25 packages with each one had multiple books in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think I found 150 books for people, and that was the most fun. I got to engage in the hunt, which is great for a collector. I got to hunt for the books, and I got to help someone be happy. And that's a good feeling. So I was really happy when they called me Omnidog.
See, that's a great story. And so that's how when you became the content creator, like I'm Omnidog. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I went off on that. That's how I became Omnidog. So I appeared on Omnibros. Their second show, I appeared on Omnibros. Then I became an Omnibro. It was the 3 of us at that time. And okay, 2006. Sometime in 2017, I thought, I think it'd be fun to do this on my own. And that's when I started doing it. And my first shtick was that I would have a root beer with every episode. They were called root beer reviews. And I'd review a book and have like a root beer or root beer float. And one of my friends at the time in California said, "You love root beer so much, you should drown those books that you hate in root beer." And so that was born for 5 years. And then I ended it. It kind of lost its funniness after a while. So I stopped doing it, but that's where that came from.
What about I talked earlier about is there creators that you don't like? Let's get to I talked how everybody loves you. You got a personality and your reputation. Everybody loves you.
That's
thank you. Comic content creators like me, guys who talk about comic books, love you too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, I think you're very, whenever anybody talks, I mean, Omnibo's in the chat room. Omnibo,
I love
Omnibo. Sean from Comic Pals. I can name 50 people who will all say, "Oh, I love Omnidog." Is there any content creator? Samantha loves you. Is there anybody out there that doesn't like you? Any
as content creator?
Like us? Yeah.
That's a good question.
I think you're the one guy. I think you're the one guy that everybody says, "Oh man, I love Omnidog."
Well, that's really nice of you. Thank you, Ray. I have never had like a beef with any other creator. I had a misunderstanding that somebody started in Facebook. Jem won't even remember this. This was around 2021. I had been an admin for 5 years. And this is what made me quit the job. This is when I suffer from chronic pain, and so that was a time period where it was pretty bad. And a controversy had started on the page, on the Omnibus Collectors group, and Jem's name, Jem Mint's name, Stephen's name was in there, and there were some there were 2 content creators put in this particular post, and negative things were said about both of them. That's the kind of thing I would 100% always step in and cut it off.
Right.
And if it was bad enough, I'd delete it. But I happened to be reading this thing on my phone, and I was at the doctor's. So they called me back. I got, my treatment from the pain doctor. And I got home. I couldn't do anything about this controversy. I got home and found out that I don't think I even said anything in this post, but I found out that one of the guys in the commenting said that I called Jem a racist or something. And I didn't even know Jem. I knew who he was. I knew he was big into statues, so I thought that was cool. But I've never said anything about Jem, pro or con, because I don't know him. I don't watch his videos because I don't watch anybody's. But at the time, he had his own Facebook page for Gem Mint, and somebody sent me a screenshot where this guy is on Jem's page saying that I called him a racist or something, and Jem was like, he called me a racist? So I immediately had to hit him up through Facebook Messenger and explain, I never said that. You're free to come look at the conversation. I haven't deleted it yet. What happened between the doctors and before I even got to text Jem was the guy that created the controversy. He was like, why haven't you stopped this? What's going on? You should have stopped this already. And I'm like, dude, I was at the doctor's. I could not do anything, even if I had 100% wanted to. I was at the doctor's and he wasn't accepting that. No excuse. You should have stopped this. Meanwhile, he's the dick that started telling Jem that I made up stories. And so I was like, okay, not only am I banning you, but I'm banning myself from being an admin. I ain't getting paid enough
for all this controversy. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, you don't get paid at all. So I was like, oh, sorry, Riley. I have to leave the page. I have to leave the job. This was way over the line because the guy not only made up lies that I said, but he was jamming me up for not doing the impossible. So that's
so does Gem Mint hate you? Is he someone who right now? I don't know Gem Mint. I don't know him from.
No.
Would he say I don't like Omnidog?
No, I feel like he probably doesn't even remember the incident. When I texted him, I explained everything because I wanted to head it off before it got worse, and everything ended up fine between us. He sent me an exclusive picture of the Power Girl statue that he got. He at that point he was so into statues that like Sideshow would send him stuff, and he said, "Here, I'm glad everything, words to the effect of, I'm glad everything's fine. Take a look at this." And it was that awesome Power Girl statue with swappable heads that I really wanted. And so everything's fine. I seriously doubt he would even remember that interaction because it was just a bump in the road to him. It wasn't even a bump in the road. It was like a big piece of gravel. He just like drove right past it. And because I was so worried that something would happen to another, a creator, that I wanted to make sure things were cool. Yeah. And they were. And I don't think I have seen a couple, I can't pull anything specific. Other content creators, yeah, I can't think of any content creators that have said anything negative about me. One thing, Omar and I, Very Fine Condition, he and I used to, his channel was small enough still that we did a thing, I think in 2017, 2018, where we, celebrities will read their mean tweets that people say about them. He and I read our mean comments that, at that point we had collected a lot of mean comments. One that didn't, so we actually had a lot of fun reading these mean comments, and we made a video out of it. It was really fun.
So you would just read the mean stuff that people said about you.
Yeah, because that's kind of a good way to take the power out of those comments.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you
is to have fun with them. Sure. The meanest comment was about my most infamous video, and that was about the Neil Adams Batman omnibus, which if you Google, I've been told this, so I'm not 100% sure. If you Google Batman omnibus by Neil Adams, that video of mine is usually the third thing that pops up, which is hilarious. That's easily my most popular video. It was early in my career that I made that video. So, the main thing that was wrong with it is that I had the keyboard, the laptop like down here. And my brother, who's in broadcasting, told me I needed to always have the camera directly at my face. So that's how you can tell that's an old one. And I just called it Why I Dislike Neil Adams Batman Omnibus with a Fiery Passion. That's the only way you could put it on YouTube without getting a ding. I couldn't call what I wanted to call it was use the words hate, but you can't do that. YouTube wouldn't let you use hate. So it was why I hated or disliked the re-inking and recoloring of it. There was a whole thing, and I got a letter, not a letter, but I got the longest comment from somebody who said that words to the effect like, my thoughts were like a second grader, and my speaking voice was like that of a drunken frog or something. And then they started to get mean. Those were the good comments. Then they started to get really personal, which I think is really unfair to get personal. You cannot like somebody.
You can't judge what a person's personality is like just from their performative qualities in how they broadcast or how they do content. I mean, like, I met you, through Omar, of course, which, by the way, we're going to get to Omar in a second, but both of us love Omar. You guys, I'm sure everybody knows that. But I met Jess through doing a broadcast with Omar, and you are a certain way when you do your show. But when I got to meet you off of the stream, we were just talking. I'm like, all right, this guy's cool. You know what I mean? So I felt like I vibed with you really early on, and
that was a video we did together with Omar?
We did. Okay. It was the compendium, maybe it was upcoming Marvel compendiums or one of the solicits videos.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
I just felt like we vibed, because I remember instantly liking you. There was but it was your off-air personality that clicked with me, because you can't really tell when people are when people are performing, you really can't tell. But I'm saying that, like, I felt a vibe with you on the off air. We were sitting backstage getting ready to go on and stuff. And that's when I'm like, okay, I vibe with this guy. I have something in common with him.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of, people become friends in this field. When you think of people who watch your stuff, like, you have 10,000 subscribers. That's a pretty good That's a pretty good. That's a pretty nice, man. Not a lot of people have that many subscribers, and on YouTube. What is the perception? The perception of your fans. What is the most correct thing in their perceptions of you? Like, if they watch your content and they say, "Oh, Omnidog is blah blah blah," what do you think they get right, and what do you think they get wrong?
I don't know. Boy, that's a tough question. I should have. I mean, I know you said Samantha's in the chat and James is in the chat. I guess I would have to find out what. Okay, this is about my personality and how they perceive
and how you're. I'm saying that you're the way you present yourself and how you do your YouTube videos.
Yeah.
It's a certain way, and I think you're great, but a lot of times, I like to meet people when we're not streaming, we're not broadcasting, to see if they're a good guy. And I met you and vibed with you instantly. However, I did notice your off air is very similar to your on air. I don't know. I mean, I come from I did professional broadcasting for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And there is a difference in people's broadcast personalities as compared to their actual personalities. You don't have that. I'm saying you have have the very envious ability to be the same in like your real life as compared to your broadcast life is actually it's very, very similar.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, like, people's perceptions of you, how accurate are they?
I would have to answer that not perfectly, but to answer that directly, I'd have to find out what a lot of my viewers' perception is of me. But I think that you're 100% right that I'm the same off air as I am on air. I am the same person on air. Just because I said to myself, I would just be myself on the show.
James says, I see Jess uncensored before, and he's different from everyday Omnidog. I got to tell you,
I see. What was that, James?
James said,
saying I'm different.
James said, I see Jess uncensored before, and he's different from everyday Omnidog. that was what I was going to say. The biggest difference in Jess backstage and Jess on air is Jess backstage cusses a little more.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what I would say that.
Okay.
I think Omar would say the same thing. And so would Sean and Cody and everybody else.
Yeah.
Crisis, Dom.
Yeah. Sometimes it pops through onto a show. Yeah. Okay. I do try to watch my language, but a lot of times if I get heated enough, it'll pop out. But I've always, I don't know. I just said to myself, just be yourself. Cause I was nervous for the first few videos, and I just said, just be yourself. And I think besides the swearing, what you see on my, the one thing that I think sets me apart a little from other YouTubers is the majority of my stuff is live streaming. Mm-hmm. I used to be really good with creating content, and I've just had a series of medical challenges since October of last year, and with the hip replacement, I'm feeling better, but so I need to get back to recorded content, or my channel just won't really grow. So most of
10,000 subscribers, Jess. I don't think you need to worry about growth, my friend.
Well, I ever since I hit 10,000, it hasn't really grown, and much more than that. And it's a really good thing that I was able to get those subscribers doing mostly live streaming, I think Omar will tell you that you can't make, I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to have fun. So, but Omar will say you can't really make money or grow your channel if it's strictly live streaming. But that's where I have the most fun. I love doing stuff like this, talking to you and looking at the chat and seeing what people are saying. And it doesn't have to be about comics. I think that anybody who's in the chat that knows my channel will know that I on the live streams, a lot of times, most of the time, maybe all the time, I don't even talk about comics for 3 hours.
I watched a lot of your stuff. I watched Omni Bros today, and you guys were talking. This is honest to God true. You guys did a half an hour on Pop-Tarts. They did a half an hour. I was watching. My wife was watching with me, and she goes, I just love Omni. She goes, I love Omni Dog. They've done a half hour on Pop-Tarts. It's just bizarre. I mean, you have that personality where you can transition very easily from comics to Pop-Tarts, or from comics to soft drinks. I mean, you just have that ability, and I think not everyone have that. Not everybody has that.
Well, that's really kind of you, Ray. I appreciate that. To me, that's the most fun is when we go off on tangents, me and my guest, or just me alone, where, we'll talk about, food, or the only thing we won't talk about, because I absolutely don't allow it. And nobody's ever really challenged me on that, is politics.
Oh yeah.
That's off the table. I won't even,
as we discussed earlier, it's so divisive, you know what I mean? Which I don't understand why any creators talk about politics. Why would you want some? For me, like, now I know I think I'm a very liberal guy, but I have fans who I'm sure are very liberal, very conservative. They can be whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter to me as long as you enjoy the content. And I don't understand why, especially guys who are comic book creators. Ethan Van Sciver, who is what an amazing artist.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure DC doesn't want anything to do with him because, but think about the collected editions they could be selling of him would make money for not just him, but for the inker, the color, the letterer, the writer. And, he's now costing all of these people money and stuff. That's another thing that people don't think about. Like whenever somebody says, well, his politics are horrible or his politics don't agree with mine, I don't think they should ever make a collected edition about him. Well, you've got to remember there's a lot of people who could be earning from stuff that this guy is part of. So why do you want to hurt a letterer or a colorer or something? They're not the ones that think that, you know what I mean? And so it does, I do find that. So I agree. People should just keep the politics to yourself. You know what I mean?
I don't know anything really about Ethan Van Sciver or Chuck Dixon, but I will say, I don't know if one of those guys comes out with a specific political statement and continually does it, they've lost half their audience.
Yes.
Because people are going to be like you, where they're like, I love so-and-so's writing, but I can't help, remember what he said about this. So they can, it's their lives. They can say what they want, but if you come out and you're immediately losing half your audience, that doesn't sound like a good move.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, because we live in a country where you're free to vote for whoever you want. Who you vote for shouldn't really mean anything. But when they say when there are things that, and if somebody says, I believe everybody has the right to be free or do whatever they want, that's fine. It's when people say things like that are hateful.
Oh,
That's when you notice like even the companies don't want anything to do with them. You know what I
oh,
mean? And
yeah.
things like that. Gerard Jones, who did the early Green Lantern stuff, like Green Lantern Emerald Dawn. That's something that we should get. We should have bigger collected edition, but we don't because of some things he's done and said.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Did he? I know his name as controversial, but I can't.
I think there's something on his computer that got him in trouble, I think.
Oh,
yeah. So, which
go to prison for that?
I think he did jail time. Yeah.
Okay.
I try not to even think about comic creators in that context. I try to keep that out of my mind because I still like to appreciate the works before whatever bad thing happened. And we talked about, Frank Miller, as he's gotten older, he's gotten more misogynistic and more just things that I don't agree with.
Oh,
so I'd rather not, but I still appreciate the stuff he did, like Daredevil in Year One, stuff I really like.
Oh yeah.
I don't want someone's politics to make me want to not support them. I just think it bothers me when people do that. I don't understand why they would do it.
And also, first of all, it's the curse of the creation of social media.
Yeah.
Celebrities, actors, creators, anything. I don't understand why they feel compelled to tell the world their opinion.
Yeah. Why that's become so important. It makes
why I have, what my opinion is? I love comics and Pop-Tarts. That's not controversial. Who's gonna get upset at that?
I want to be entertained by comic books. It's like I used to say that I would say when I was doing my radio show, I would always say, if I'm Chick-fil-A, if you ask me any question, my answer would be, we make great chicken. They'd say, what do you think about this? I'll tell you what I think. What I think is we make good chicken. The biggest thing they did is someone said, what do you think about gay marriage? And they answered. And the answer wasn't, we make great chicken. It was something else. They should have kept their mouths shut. But that ended up, you know what I mean? Like, keep your mouth shut. Just keep it to what your message is. And their message should be, we make great chicken. McDonald's keeps the message to, we make great food. They never get off on that. And I'm just saying, creators, personalities, entertainers should keep it to that.
I don't understand. I will probably never understand why somebody feels so compelled to share their opinion, controversial opinion, to the world. Like, who's waiting for you to say that? Who asked you that? And
as a comic content creator, who am I to think that anyone gives a rat's ass about what I think who you should vote for? It doesn't matter. And the only way that would make someone like you or me go out and push a candidate or push an ideal would be our narcissism.
Oh, that's a good
point. Somehow we think that we're so important. And when I see any kind of content creator who somehow thinks they're that important, I just think, okay, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
I hadn't thought about that. That's probably the common denominator in all of that.
It's narcissism. Yeah.
Wow.
I want to switch gears now to something that we're both familiar with. But I want to find out your story. Omar, tell us how you got to meet Omar, because everybody knows Omni Dog from Omni Dog's Vault, but they also know you from Near Mint Condition. You've done a lot of broadcasting with Omar through the years.
Yeah, I have. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be on tomorrow's show or not, because he keeps forgetting. He accuses me of forgetting things, but he keeps forgetting to tell me if I'm on his show. And it's a real privilege, I think, to be invited on his show. So I'm never going to ask to be on a show, or am I on this show? If so, I'm just not even going to ask him if I'm supposed to be on tomorrow. I don't even know what time it is. He was in the Facebook group that Riley started. So this was probably, I can't remember the exact year, maybe 2016. And at the time, The Man of Steel by John Byrne, they were thick standard soft covers. I have them in the other room. There were like 9 of them. And volume 4 was the big whale. It was everything else you could find at pretty close to regular price, but volume 4 was the absolute whale of that set. And he had it, he put it up for sale, and I was like, hey, that's a good price. And so I sent him a Facebook message and I said, hey, yeah, I'll take this off your hands. And I didn't know him at all. That was the first time we interacted. And he said, no, you never take the first price. Always haggle. And
so he wanted you to haggle with him.
Yeah, to this day, he said, I taught Jess how to haggle, and he's not wrong. So I don't know. I came back with an offer of $10 less, and a friendship was born. He and I are actually pretty good friends. He's visited me several times. We went to Heroes Con last year. It was really fun. And Lars was there. That was a lot of fun. So it was kind of born from that, we would, and plus I love his sense of humor. I hate that I'm saying all these nice things about him, but he is so fast, and his humor is so smart and so fast. Anytime I'm on a show with him, I end up just literally on the floor because I've fallen out of my chair laughing.
Yeah, very, very funny. And by the way, I'd say I'm a broadcast professional. I know his background is like an IT or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he was when we met.
I say this. Omar and Sean from Comic Panels are 2 guys that I have got to meet, who both of them, if they would have chosen radio, would have had very, very good careers. They both have that. They both have that something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, that's pretty, at least from me, there's something about those guys that I think is really genuine and professional. They just really, the way they present themselves. But yeah, I agree. And very, very funny, very humorous. Omar could have hosted a morning show in radio.
That's a pretty darn big compliment. And I think you're 100% right. He'd have been perfect.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, how important has the relationship that you've made with Omar been for you in the comic creator sense?
Oh, I honestly don't know that it's, I don't know. I don't think I can quantify how much it's helped me. It's always, if we're talking YouTube creator, it's always nice when a micro influencer, with 10,000 subs goes on a show with 150,000 subs. It's always good to get that exposure. I can't quantify it and say that how many people have learned about me through those shows. The reason I do his shows and love them so much is they're so fun.
Yeah, they're just very fun.
It's so fun to be on the air and with him and all the people I already know and have a relationship with. And then he's really good at finding other people, other YouTube creators, and they're smaller like I am generally, and getting them exposure because he wants to get them the exposure. That's how I met. I mean, my whole friendship group practically is from Very Fine Condition. You, Sean, Omnibo, Cody, Lars, of course, and Curtis, and Crisis. I will say I knew on my own. So I've been friends with him separately from Omar, but on the shows and like back in the green room before or afterwards, Crisis and I will chat. So I know I'm missing some people. I met and interviewed Oddfell through Very Fine Condition. Gosh, I mean the list is huge, and he's really good about finding other people that will not only contribute to the conversation but might benefit from it too.
And he's humorous, and he gets people who are funny. You know what I mean? And I think that's great. When I do those broadcasts, when I do any broadcast with Near Mint Condition, it's just like you said. You know you're in because you don't get any money or anything for that. You're in because it's a good time. You know, I'll tell you, there was one broadcast that we did, and you started giving Sean from Comic Pals a hard time about who he would invite to his barbecue.
Oh, that started. I was the one that started that.
So funny. I mean, it was just a funny broadcast. You know, there's just those little things, and it's
pretty
just
rpersonalities
that Omar puts together that does that. And I think that's one of his strong suits, is he has that ability.
So it's developed into a real friendship. He and I call each other in like times of crisis, like real crisis. I've gotten some incredibly moving, heartbreaking moments in his life that he calls me right away to talk about. I feel like I don't know where I was in the call list, but he called me really quickly when he got the opportunity to work for Marvel. He called me and said, "Dude, you got to listen to this. Such and such. And I'm like, whoa, that's incredible. What, and it was like that. I think that's kind of, he was like running it by me because he couldn't quite believe that it had happened. Cause I think this
says a lot about you though. I think he's like, man, I want someone who's going to understand this and be happy for me. I'm going to call Jess. I mean, I think it says a lot about you too.
Well, I'll take
you
that.
Call someone to tell them good news like that. It's because you know that the person is going to be happy for you. Let's face it. This is just I'm projecting whatever, but there's also a lot of people he could call that would be jealous or envious or petty about it. But yet he wants to call someone who's going to be positive and happy for him, and he calls you. I think that says a lot about you.
Oh, I will take that. I like being a good friend to somebody. And especially when you only have an online relationship for a while. And then you meet in person and it continues. Because a lot of my relationships now, like my friend group, are online. And to somebody that's doesn't do what you and I do and develops the relationships with people like in the chat and stuff, I think it might sound weird and to them that when I say my friendships are all online, but it's really true. And I really like I've met Riley, and I've met and Omar, and at Heroes Con, there was a chance for us to meet viewers Friday night, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Jake and I drank like 8 cans of sparkling water each that night, while everybody else was getting hammered. So it was good that he and I had each other to be sober buddies. But that was the first time I met a really big group of viewers, and it was really fun. There were so many, I didn't get to talk to everybody as much as I would like. So I want to do that again sometime soon, because it was really interesting and fun. I had a lot of fun with people. But the majority of people I'm probably not probably, I won't ever get to meet, but I still consider them friends. They're like in my Discord, and we talk a lot, or they're on Messenger and we'll talk a lot. So, or they'll email and we become friends. So that's been the real benefit of like having this channel. To me, it's the subs aren't as important, as Kane would say, it's not as important as the friends we made along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Which, sounds cheesy, but it's really true. Even if we've only texted each other, you end up caring about the person.
Yep.
And Omar has called me in times of bad news too. And so I've tried to be there for him for those times. We've gone to Baltimore Con a couple times together. So I love Melanie. She's great. So it's always fun. And I've met his, let's see, when did I see his family last? I feel like it was last year. I met his daughters. I met one of his daughters like a couple times, and I met his daughters. His whole family came here. I forget what the reason was. It wasn't comics. It was some family vacation thing or something. But that was really fun to hang out with him. It's way fun to hang out with him because, you know how funny he is on air. He's just that funny in person. So
he's a funny guy.
I
and
enjoy his humor. He's really smart and insightful. There's been an issue recently with somebody, and he and I have talked about it, and he's been really insightful. So he's not just a funny guy. He's a pretty deep thinker. He's really smart. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying all these nice things. James, don't you dare clip any of this.
I love, listen, I consider you a friend. I mean,
yeah.
But our only communications have come, it started through Omar, and now I feel that we've grown close enough to where, we do each other's shows and talk, but I consider you a friend. I consider Omar a friend. Yeah. And I think it's amazing, this community, how this community almost sort of encourages that bonding between, there's a sort of a friendship group of people. And I mean, you gotta blame Omar. I mean, he's sort of responsible for these blossoming friendships between people that have met through being guests of Near Mint Condition streams. I mean, that's where I met you. That's where I met Sean. That's where I met Cody. That, I have a Crisis, Dom, Curtis. There are people I have gotten to know and become friendly with. Lars. But we've met all through Omar. So it really is. He's sort of like the hub for comic content creator friendship.
Yeah. He's the starting point where everything branches out.
In fact, remember, I got hold of you It was Omar's birthday, everybody. I'll tell you. It was Omar's birthday, and I wanted to send him a happy birthday. But you
Oh,
know,
that's
I've only
right.
been around for a couple months, and so I asked Jess. I said, "Is Omar? If I send Omar something for his birthday, is he going to freak out and think I'm a weird stalker or something?" And you told me, you said, "No, Omar's cool. Just send it." You know what I mean? And so you give great advice. Because I come from a world, like I said, I come from the world of entertainment, and I know the line between, friend, fan, super fan, stalker. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
know that line, and you were quick to answer and say, no, 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 he'll
Yeah.
send him
I
a gift.
know I know him well enough to know. Actually, I have to go run to the freezer real quick. I ignored my ice cream, and it's
Oh,
now
oh, yeah,
now
go ahead. Go.
soup. So I'll be right back.
By the
Yeah.
way, everybody, if I'm almost done with the interview portion. If you guys want to ask questions, if you want to ask a question of me or Omni Dog, go ahead and put it in the chat room. I will start putting up the questions, so Omni Dog can answer. By the way, I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm having a blast. I love Jesse. He's such a nice guy. I love the guy. I'm having so much fun interviewing him. I've talked before about interviewing people, and how I've interviewed so many people in a professional as a radio broadcaster. I've interviewed a lot of people I didn't know or really didn't like. To actually interview someone I like is actually enjoyable today. Here's a question for you, Jess, from JC the Comic Geek. He says, "Is Omnidog still a big video gamer?"
Oh, JC, I wish I was, because I have what Omar has called, he and I both have delusional stacks of video games. Like we keep collecting them because we know it's something we want to play, and I just have not gotten back into it. I haven't played. Now I played Animal Crossing with my daughter during the pandemic. That was a lot of fun. I still. What was that?
I got JD says, two of my favorite creators in the space, always a win for me, even though I didn't win shit. JD, this is for you, my friend. The ChubbyRay Comics, you didn't win shit t-shirt. That's for you, my friend.
That's a good logo.
Yeah,
Really good logo.
I'm getting those t-shirts made for giveaways and stuff.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. So I just bought Beyond Comics is from a friend of mine from New Zealand, and he had me he showed in a chat in my Discord, he showed me the Phoenix Wright video games that are like about a detective and lawyer and stuff. And he told me how great they were, and I had heard how great they were. So I bought both of them, and I'm just like, when am I really going to get the chance to play these? I know Beyond Comics is kind of in the back of his mind, hoping that I play them soon and really enjoy them. And there's really no reason that I can't play them, but the delusional stack of video games is, of course, nothing compared to my delusional stack of comic books. That thing's like 2 rooms worth of that delusional pile. Although I think the current to be read pile can be done if I focus on it.
Are there books that you'll never read in your collection? Do you have books that you know you'll never read?
That is a really good question, because those are the books I've been selling, and I always feel like a collector, no matter how big your collection is, should always be curating the collection. And mine got to the point where I had probably 100 books that I would I really scrutinized everything. This was back last summer, and I said, I'm really not ever going to get to this. I have so many other books that I'd rather read than this. And I did that for every book, and I ended up cultivating out like not 100 books, but 50 or 60. Sorry, I just saw Alan Aruba's comment. It's the last comment. That's funny. So you should always be pairing your collection so that you have room for things that you know you're gonna really enjoy. So that's what this latest one has been. It may be a while before I go through it again and do that, but as it stands now, as far as omnis go, the Marvel and the DC collections are what I want to read for sure. So that's, I think everybody should look at books critically and just say, this was something I liked buying 3 years ago. Am I really going to read it? And so,
just as I saw Omnibus, as I saw Jess's vid and sold some Omnis, and then I cried for 3 days.
Omnibo and I did a video with Johnny Boy from Dying Breed Comics and Cliff on Comics. It was actually, I think, one of the best videos I've ever done. Omnibo had the idea, and I stole the idea, and I stole Omnibo with it, and we went through the steps of curating your collection. Being you have to be ruthless sometimes, and that was a really good video. We took the subject really seriously, which I usually don't take anything seriously. But we took it seriously that night, and I hope, as much as I like it when I influence a person to buy something I read and liked, I hope on the flip side that I can influence people to take a hard look at their collections and sell something they don't think they'll read and get something in there that they really want. They know they want to read.
What do you know? Do you know who you're going to leave your collection to? Because this is something that is on my mind all the time. I mean, I hopefully have a lot of years left, but like I do wonder. It's like when I'm gone, who is going to get this? Because I think I put together a nice collection. Who is going to get it? My hope is that my daughter will have children that will one day want it. I mean, I'd like for it to go to a grandchild, but yet, who knows? I don't want my wife to be stuck with all this stuff.
Well, that's the big concern here, is that upper management has made it very clear she doesn't want to get stuck with anything. So she's like, this stuff, I'm glad you love it. I support it 100%. I do not want any of it. And, besides comic books, I have it used to be a lot bigger before we moved, but I have a really big vinyl collection.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I also have statues and action figures. So I'm working on a plan of who it should go to, or at least give her the tools to turn it over to somebody to sell.
Yeah.
So that's the best I can do right now for her. But yeah, it's a concern. Yeah. Especially, you get my age, and
well, you got a lot of years left. I mean, come on.
Peace and love.
You're in your 60s. You got a lot of years left, brother. And you look good. I'm telling you, I didn't know how old you were until you said today. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were that old.
Yay.
Because you're in good shape, you know. So except for your hips and
well, they're getting there. Yeah, so yeah, you have to people don't have to think about it when they're in their prime collecting years. You go ahead and collect everything you want, but when we sold our house, the house my daughter grew up in, we were in it 31 years. And we moved into a smaller house. I had to get rid, and it was painful. I had to get rid of a lot of stuff that I loved. All the oddball collectibles that I've collected over the years, a ton of vinyl. So it can be painful, and that's probably a good thing. That, well, no, maybe it's better if you end up hating your stuff. Then it's easy to sell. I don't know.
By the way, Omnibo says that when he dies, he has instructed the director of his bedroom activities to bury him with his entire Clone Saga.
She thought I was joking.
Like, are there books that you want to be buried with?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Let me think. That is a really good question. I forget this. Wait, who asked this? Oh, Comics and Tortillas asked for my top 3 omnibus.
All right, let
me
what's CNT? Let me know where CNT is.
It was.
Here we go. Top 3 omnibus.
Yeah.
Dog.
That'll play into what I want to be buried with. My top 3 right now, first of all, is Jed McKay's Black Cat.
Oh, it's so good. I love that omnibus.
I think I might have made 3 videos about it.
Oh, I love it.
I first made a video about the trades and why you should want to buy the omnibus that inevitably was coming. And then I made a video when the Omni came out about how great it was. I love that book.
Yeah.
That's an easy part of the
that was an easy 5-star rating, right?
Oh yeah. I fell in love with that book.
So good.
So well thought out, and the art is great.
Mm-hmm.
I just Jed McKay, I just fell in love with his writing right then.
I loved his Doctor Strange as well. I thought his
and his Moon Knight.
I haven't opened his Moon Knight yet, but that's another book that I'm planning on reading soon.
Yeah. I love his Doctor Strange. So let me see. That's an easy one.
I'm thinking for myself, I'm gonna grab let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna grab.
Take your time because I'm contemplating.
I'm gonna grab Legion of Superheroes Archives.
Oh,
volume 11.
11.
Volume 10. Volume 10. 11. And 12.
Oh,
I wish I had volume 13.
What is it, like $500?
That's the one that's like $1,000. It's very hard to find. These are probably my favorite. I think I'd want to be buried with these.
What time period is 10 through 12?
It's right around 200 of Superboy and Legion of Superheroes 200. That's when they changed the name from Superboy to Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, okay. Now, of course, I understand why you want those books, but those are also in omnibus form, right?
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
No, they have to. If they make a Legion of Superheroes, Bronze Age, all of these will be in it.
Oh, that's
which would be great, by the way.
Okay, I
want to be buried with that.
Okay, I like the beginning of Legion of Superheroes in the Bronze Age. Those were cool books.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Best.
I will say it's going to be the books that gave me the most joy that I have kept and just reread, and I don't have anything in front of me that's in the other room. I'd go into the other room.
Annual read list. Like annually, I always read Batman Hush Absolute.
Oh,
I always read Jeff Johns' Green Lantern.
mm.
Of course, now I'm reading the compendiums. And I seem to read Brubaker Captain America once a year.
That's not a bad thing at all.
You know,
I love that book.
So I'm coming up with those annual must reads.
Yeah, one for me is Justice.
Oh yeah,
Absolute. Yeah, that book is something that I read every year. The Toxic Smell. Oh,
as the only member of the Chubby Ray fan club, we need to know if you conduct the toxic smell test on your books. People need to know. The toxic smell test is what you get from Marvel books.
Yeah,
because they're printed in China. DC books are printed in Canada, where they have the same restrictions that we do on what you can use.
Oh, for glue?
So they don't stink. They don't stink. But if you get a good Marvel omnibus, you get that Chinese ink smell that gives you a little head rush.
I didn't know that. What, I need to open one up right now.
You open a Marvel omnibus and you open a DC omnibus, you can tell the difference. It's because DC omnibuses are printed in Canada.
Yeah. So
they don't use toxic ink. China is the one who prints the Marvel books, and you could definitely tell. That is funny that Gun Fanatic would bring that up.
I think of let's see, Black Hat, Flash, Silver Age.
Is that good?
It's my the Carmine Infantino art just is what I grew up with, and it's so kinetic and electric and just really good. And the stories aren't, I mean, for DC Silver Age, the best reads to me from the DC Silver Age were Green Lantern and Flash, because they had they were both science fiction-y. And DC did a good job with that back then. Also, Doom Patrol from Silver Age is one of the best books you can read from the Silver Age. So, okay, a Flash volume, Black Cat. What was the I will pick, it's going to be an absolute, and it's going to be between Absolute Justice and Absolute Kingdom Come.
Oh yeah, both great art. Oh my God.
Yeah, the stories are so good. I mean, am I allowed 4? Okay, this is only what I own, because there was another question about what Omni I'm most excited to be released this year, and that's Batman Bronze Age Volume 1.
Which looks great, by the way. It looks like it's going to be awesome.
I'm excited. So I'm going to go with Absolute Justice because I love it so much. If I was allowed 4, I would toss in that Batman. But those are the 3. That's a good question. Those are the 3.
How excited are you for DC Finest?
Like every book that comes out is something I want to buy.
I mean, just as a
like
there have been so much, like they put out Red Skies, they put out year 1 or year 2. Just the way that they've been collecting the Batman books, just for example, is really, really good. And for guys like us who grew up DC guys, it just seems like they're really. Every DC Finest book is another announcement, is another exciting time for me.
Oh, the past half of the past year and this whole year, they're like a completely different company.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate that not only does Very Fine Condition have a relationship with them, but they got a guy that's that's talks with Omar that actually pays attention to him.
Love it.
And
Love it.
that's amazing that exists. We are lucky that exists, that relationship. Because now the complaint was always DC, yeah, collected editions department. What is it? Like some kid at school on his lunch break or something? And because there's nothing ever. And now all of a sudden the fire hose has been released and we're just getting all these books.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Omnis, whatever, deluxes, absolutes. and now we're getting so many things we can't afford them all. So we've gone from famine to feast right now.
How much did you love the James Tynion Batman omnibuses?
I loved them. I did do a video back in the fall about how important for Batman, the volume 1, how important it was to have Joker War Saga book, because it explained so much.
Yeah.
That you were left, you couldn't understand what was happening necessarily. And it helps. That book is very much in print and very cheap. And it helps explain a lot of stuff in that. And the next video I want to do, and hopefully I can do it like even tonight or tomorrow, is a review of 2, comparing it to 1, and then talking about books that you can read that help make the experience even better. You can, and so, yeah, I loved both those books. I love his Batman, and I think he did a great job with the characters he created, and that is just a treat of a book.
I love the way he wrote Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I love the way he put Grifter in as Lucius Fox's bodyguard. I think Tynion,
so random.
Batman, which is perfect. I really
I forgot about Grifter.
Yeah, right. But whoever thought about Grifter? But he gave you a reason to give a damn about Grifter.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
That's one thing I love about Tom King. I am a huge Tom King fan, and he will pull D-listers and C-listers and write books about them. I think at this point, it's not like he just is randomly picking these characters. He's purposely picking. I mean, Human Target, that was, peace and love to the creator. I forget now who the creator was. I have the original books, but Human Target and Ice to be in such a great book. That's one of my favorite books of all time. And the art is, of course, remarkable, but what's the book? Something Street, Danger Street. Every character in that book is a Z-lister, and he makes them interesting. Like the Green Gang or whatever it is, Green Team. That was like a 3-issue series that I collected back in the 70s that was completely meaningless, and he made them interesting as a part of that book. I just think I love Tom Taylor too.
Have you read Exquisite Corpses? I
have both of the trades, and that's something I should stick.
You haven't read them?
No, I should stick on my TBR list, right?
If I could leave you with anything today, it would be the advice to read both volume 1 and volume 2 of Exquisite Corpses. They are phenomenal. What James Tynan is doing is phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
He's such a good writer. It's crazy.
I
And
loved those paperbacks.
He's so prolific. I have volume 1, and I'm pretty sure I have volume 2 in a box right now. Friday night, I think Samantha's going to be on my show, and we're going to have, I'm going to have, and I invited her on just because I know she likes unboxings. I have a ton of stuff to unbox.
It's awesome.
It's a big haul, and so I'm going to do it Friday night at 7 p.m. on my channel. And I think that's where volume 2 is. So I'll put those right into my to be read pile.
Oh, I think you're gonna love them. By the way, Omnibo says Exquisite Corpses had been picked up. Yeah, I think Netflix bought it. Yeah, I think Netflix bought it immediately. Which good for James Tynan. I think it's great. It's such an interesting concept, and you'll really, really enjoy it.
Oh, that's great. I can't wait. I love his writing.
Chris says, Omnidog, which writer is your must read, no matter the character?
Oh, I think Tom King. I will read anything that he writes. Not all of it is a 10 out of 10. Not all of it's a 7 out of 10. There could be some clunkers in there, but if it's by him, I will buy it, not even knowing what it's about. I have no idea what Love Everlasting's about. I need to include that on my to be read pile, which is now starting to get delusional because it's practically the ceiling right now.
Is King number 1 on your list? Is he number 1?
That is a good question. I am a huge fan of Mark Waid.
All right.
I don't know that I can leave out. How do you leave out Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka?
Yeah, impossible.
Yeah,
and so good.
Yeah, so it's hard. I have an answer to John 678 right there. I think
favorite comic panel of all time.
Yeah, it'll take me a minute to. Oh wait, do I have that as a? Where is the down the what? It's the Authority. Where's Authority Volume 1? Did I move it over? Oh, I can go get it. It's from Authority, and it's my. It's also, somebody asked what my favorite quote was of all time, and this comic panel answers both. It's my favorite panel, and it's my favorite quote. And I should always have it bookmarked, but it'll take me a little bit to find it. But this is one of my all-time favorite books. This is one of those rare books that as soon as I got it in the mail, I sat down and just read it. So I'll start scrolling through it. I'll start looking through here to see if I can find it while we're talking.
While Jess is looking, I'm gonna go ahead and do a drawing to get an entry in our Rice Krispies Bowl of Death.
What is that?
CrooksandBanditsComics.com is giving away DC versus Marvel Amalgam Age. We're giving it away on Monday, April 20th, guys. We're giving this away. And I'm getting entries every single day. We're getting an entry who's a member, and then we're going to do a random entry. I'll do a member. A member of
what?
So this is somebody who's a member of my channel, and I put them in the bowl.
Oh, your Patreon?
So yeah, no, just for my YouTube membership, and they'll get in the bowl. They'll be in the bowl to be picked.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Catfish. Congratulations, Catfish. If you guys could see that.
Yay, Catfish.
So Catfish, you get entered. Let me get Catfish in. Congratulations to Catfish.
Gosh, I love this book. So what did he win that, or he's in the?
No, he's now entered. So we've only got so many. Entries. And Catfish now gets in. So big
awesome,
Catfish, you are entered. And I promise we'll do a random. We will do a random, but I'm having so much fun interviewing Jess, you know. By the way, hats off to JD, who just became a member. Thank you, JD.
How does
congratulations, brother.
What do you what do you do to become a member?
You just agree to be a member. You just I get like a couple bucks a month or something, and you just
okay.
And you're a member. Yeah, I also have a Patreon too, but this is YouTube membership.
YouTube membership. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I have a YouTube membership, and they get the videos early, and it's pretty cool. I'm very happy with it.
Madden, I got a couple of mangas for my birthday that are apparently really great. So I have to, those will get on my delusional stack also. Because they sound like they're really, really good. They're upstairs, and I can't just run upstairs like I used to right now. But I tell you what James, what are the two that I'm talking about? James knows my life better than I do.
James, what mangas?
Yeah, what manga did I get for my birthday? James is good on that stuff.
Chewy wants to know what's Jess's 3 favorite modern runs of the last decade.
3 favorite modern runs. Let's see. They're probably gonna be. Ooh, that's tough. My 3. Let's see. I think that New 52 Red Lanterns is one of them. I'm going to have to go
buying that omnibus, by the way.
Sorry?
You talked me into buying that omnibus.
Oh, good. That is so good. James has it right there.
Yokohama Kadashi Kiku Deluxe Edition, Volume 1.
Yeah. I got one from Geo for my birthday last week. I can't remember the name of it. Okay, 3 favorite runs. Black Cat, I have to put that.
Jed McKay, Black Cat, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, Red Lanterns. My other favorite run. I'm trying to see what's in the other room right now. I think, have you ever read Once in Future?
Never read it.
Wait, did he say the last decade?
Yeah, he said last decade.
Okay.
Because I would say Bendis' New Avengers, but that was early aughts, so it's been more than a decade.
Yeah, and my favorite book of all time is Mark Waid's Irredeemable.
Oh, yeah. Incorruptible, Irredeemable. They're all Irredeemable, Incorruptible, and why am I forgetting the name?
Insufferable.
Insufferable, yeah. All good.
I can't use those because they were before
early aughts. I think they were late 90s, early aughts.
So okay. Once in Future, Black Cat, and Red Lanterns. I love those.
I think Red Coat. You read Red Coat by Jeff Johns? Red Coat.
That might be in this box. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the box that I open on Friday.
Now I got to watch it. As soon as I get done with my show on Friday, I'm going to go watch I'll watch your I got to watch your video to see what you have.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's see what else. JC, I'm scared to read Red Lanterns. Oh, it's done really well though, JC. They're
The Charles Soule stuff's really, really
yeah. I like the Peter Milligan stuff, but yeah, the Charles Soule stuff is off the charts, and it's so awesome that he brings in Supergirl. That Kara it becomes a Red Lantern. That is really amazing.
I will give you a Chubby Ray recommendation for Letter 44.
Oh, dude,
by Charles Soule. It's amazing.
you can stop right there.
Uh-oh.
That
you
is
don't like it?
I don't like any of his independent stuff.
Wow. Letter 44 is so oh my God. I think it's amazing.
I didn't root beer it, but I just said
really
like, it's not for me.
I loved it. I loved
it. I'm glad you loved it. You obviously got something out of it that I didn't. And I'm sorry about that, but
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I loved Letter 44. I think it was half West Wing and half sci-fi madness. I loved it.
What about, did you like, John's asking, and I wonder too, did you like 8 Billion Genies?
I did not read 8 Billion Genies. I have not read it.
What about, what was that book with the koala that he wrote that was really popular?
I don't know. I don't know if I have any books with koalas.
It's by Charles Soule. I
have Curse Words. I haven't read that.
That's it. It doesn't Curse Words have a koala or something?
I don't know. I have it, but I haven't read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one, that didn't do it for me either. So good job, Omnibo. Thank you. So yeah,
this is great. I've never read it. I got to read it. I haven't read it yet.
So yeah, some things lots of people like, and that one, his independent stuff just doesn't.
Comics are subjective, but
yeah.
I finally got, I just bought Darth Vader by Charles Soule, and it's on the way.
Oh, so good.
It's good. I've never read it. I'm very excited to get it.
Have you read Jason Aaron's
Darth
Vader?
Yeah. I've read Jason Aaron's Star Wars.
Kieran Gillen.
Jason Aaron's Star Wars.
Did you read Kieran Gillen's? That's what I mean.
No, not yet. Not yet. No.
Kieran Gillen's Darth Vader. That's the one that introduces the murder droids and Dr. Aphra. Kieran Gillen's, yeah. Darth Vader. And then, Charles Soule. Okay, I found the panel.
All right.
And out of context, it's not that it's not really that interesting. But the Authority is a book I think it's amazingly cutting edge science fiction stuff that I never could have conceived of or thought of in my life. And the premise is there's superheroes that were made up in the Wildstorm universe before it became DC, and they are they're very different, but they're super cool. And the idea is that the Authority lives in the Bleed, which is an area of space that is like between universes. It's like almost a phantom space. So the ship and its crew lives there, and they are sent to an alien race has crash landed on Earth getting ready for an invasion, and this is going to be hard to hold up.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
And it's in Los Angeles. So this is Jack Hawksmoor and Midnighter. Jack Hawksmoor is, oh, I'm right here. Okay, let me show you it. Jack Hawksmoor, he can hear cities. He's like barefoot, but the bottom of his feet look like tire treads, and he can run like up buildings and stuff, and he can hear what the cities are thinking. And Midnighter is such a finely trained warrior that he knows the move you're going to make in the fight before you do, and so he can block any attack and counter any move you make. So the aliens have landed, the big ship has landed. Hawksmoor and Midnighter punch the glass in so they can engage with the aliens, and I just love this. Hello, welcome to Los Angeles. We're here to hit you.
Oh, that's awesome.
That just sums up everything that I think is funny and dramatic and so comic books. We're here to hit you. It's a simple thing, but man, I thought, you know what? I gotta bookmark this because somebody else is gonna ask me that soon. So I'll leave it open right here. But yeah,
Aaron says, question for OmniDog. What's the oldest era comics you've read that you've enjoyed? Any classic old school comic? How old, how far back? Any golden age or silver age favorites?
What's the oldest era comics you've read that you've enjoyed? Any classic old school comic?
Well, OmniDog said his first love were silver age comics. I mean, that's when he started collecting.
Yeah. Oldest era comics you've read that you've enjoyed. I will stick with Flash because not only is the art amazing, but the story reads well for somebody who has mostly read modern comics. Because even I can see how reading modern style writing is much different than old school, and there's a reason for that. But I think Flash is really enjoyable. If you love Silver Age or if you love Modern Age, you can get into it. Wait, where'd that? Oh, I see it. I think I really love Golden Age Superman issues where Mr. Mxyzptlk is part of the story, especially the first one, his first appearance. I've always loved just what a goofy little imp he is, and the early Mxyzptlk stories were kind of charming. Before Alan Moore turned him into this, and this was a great depiction, turned him into this frighteningly evil character in Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Alan Moore, that was a great story. And also I like I'm going to buy them again because I sold them a long time ago. But Golden Age Volume 1 of Superman and Batman, showing their origins and how they were at their earliest. Both of them kill. And, now they have this, it's a much different philosophy. But back then, they just routinely killed, and it's interesting to see how dark the stories were compared to now. Golden, silver.
JD, let me get the JD's question as soon as I find it. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you saw my question. What's your top 3 Image independent recommendations?
Image independent. Well, one of them would be, one of them is Once and Future. That's from Boom. let me go over to the smaller room. It's going to take me a sec because that's where I keep all my like image books and
By the way, not using a
boom
walk
stuff.
in case his doctor's watching.
Oh, Omnibo's right. Something Epic was really good, and I think it's underread. I need to read volume 2, Bo, and then make a dedicated video to both of those. That was a great Omnibo recommendation. Was Something Epic, volumes 1 and 2.
I don't know what's something. I've never heard of Something Epic.
Yeah, it's. I don't think. Bo, where are the writers and where are the creators from? Is that because a lot of people don't okay, volume 1 is great.
Thank you, Omnibo, for that classy retort.
Wait, what was the question? The 3. Okay, I'm in the smaller room, so
3 image or independent.
Okay, let's take Once and Future out of it because you already know I like that.
What do we lose? Oh, there we go.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say Irredeemable because it's from Boom. I just love that book. Monstrous is good. Middle West is certainly good. Skyward's good. The original 5 volumes of The Goon by Eric Powell. Those are some great comics. Crazy great. The art is great and his writing's great. Oh, Image is what contains all the Brubaker in the world. Okay.
All the criminal books.
Yeah. I'll just say my favorite.
Are you an Invincible fan?
I haven't finished it. It's going to be my summer project.
All right, but you liked it? You liked Invincible?
I haven't read it yet.
Oh, you've never read Invincible?
No, I've read.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Actually, I've read books 1, 2, and 3 twice, and I've never gotten past that. I liked 1, 2, and 3, but I just haven't. I for some reason I just quit after that. I enjoyed them a lot, so that's my summer project.
Now the omnibus is out, so
yeah, I saw that.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, Geiger, Gun Fanatic. Geiger's great. So's Junkyard Joe.
Oh yeah,
those are all great books.
The whole Ghost Machine universe is amazing, man.
Yeah. Omnibo, I'm not starting it till the summer. Our summer starts June 1st. So
in the street now, Jess needs to read Invincible.
I can't start right now. Let's see, that book's out of print, so I don't want to torture people by telling them about that. I really love Hellboy. I'll say, okay, I'm going to cheat. Hellboy and the universe and the Black Hammer universe.
Oh, wow.
I'm totally cheating.
Black Hammer's fun.
Yeah. I still have a couple books I haven't finished there.
James says, everybody heard it. Just on June 1st, Jess will begin reading Invincible.
Clip it, James. I plan on doing that.
Let's see.
I accept your challenge. Yeah, so there's that. Cool.
Having so much fun.
I know, this is great. I'm really enjoying it.
These things are usually an hour. My God, we've been going over 2 hours.
That's typical for me. I can't stop talking about it. And this has been just comics focused, which is great. But most of my live streams we'd already have spent 2 hours talking about patio furniture and barbecue stuff. 48 more days. Oh yeah, we're in the middle of April.
Unbelievable. It was 80, by the way, 88 degrees here in Illinois today. 88 degrees.
Yeah, it was in the 90s here.
That's crazy.
As much as I JD's throwing shit at you.
How dare you? How dare you, JD?
Oh, Javi. Yeah, Javi loves
the ice cream talk. I go first. I love Rocky Road.
I love Rocky Road. Yeah, I love Rocky Road too. I haven't, unless it has nuts in it. I'm not a big nut.
I try not to eat. You know, I've lost. I mean, I went from weighing a lot to not to. I've lost a lot, and part of the way I lost it is by not eating things like ice cream.
Oh,
Kamal AC says, I'll forever be grateful to Jess for recommending Hard Traveling Heroes omnibus to me. I've read it twice. It's one of my favorite omnibuses on the shelf.
Thank you, Phenomenal. That's that Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76 is my all-time single issue favorite. And that, let's see, that came out in 1970, so I was 11, and I ended up getting that CGC'd because I still had it in good condition. But yeah, that's a transformative comic. That's a remarkable series. Just amazing.
So Jeff, should I by the way, Tom says, Ray, do you want me to take care of JD for you? Wink, wink. No, that's all right. JD can stay. Do you think, would Omar ever do Roundtable? You think Omar would do this show? He's so busy.
Yeah, he is really busy, but he also likes you and would want to support you. I think the problem is Tuesday nights. Well, if he only gave you an hour, he might be able to do it. He has stuff going on almost every night of the week. Some for his own channel, some, like tonight I think is Old Reader, New Reader, but Maddie might be the head of that. I would ask him probably after tomorrow. Tomorrow's that's the reprint, kicking off the reprint poll.
Oh yeah, the DC reprint, right?
Yeah, and that's
by the way, I am this is how big a geek I am. You do realize how big a geek I am, right?
I want to see proof. Let's see.
I'm gonna show you. I will show you proof. I will show you proof that's gonna blow your mind. Here we go.
Good.
Here we go. This is the Tiger Eyes omnibus, Marvel omnibus poll. Here we go.
Oh, that's right.
Here's the notes I kept, and you'll notice I didn't even write down number one. I was so disgusted. I didn't even write down what number one was.
It's goddamn Indiana Jones.
Yes, I didn't even write it down. And I had my list, and how many of my lists got on that. I am such a geek.
I think that's great. You're just organized.
People were asking me, they said, if Omar asked you to be on that show, would you? And I said, no, I would not be. I wouldn't be on that show because I like to watch it and take notes. And I'm such a fan. I just want to be a fan of that show.
A lot of people.
That's how big a fan I am of this.
Yeah. A lot of people referred to that show, like, seriously, as their favorite day of the year.
Yes.
Lots of people.
There's the Super Bowl. There is Tiger Eyes Marvel Omnibus poll results. And DC, Tiger Eyes DC Omnibus poll results. Those are like the 3 best days of the year. Well, maybe Christmas and Christmas.
That's awesome. What other hobby has as much fun as we do?
Yes, it's so much fun.
You can't tell me coin collectors and stamp collectors have as much fun. Those guys, come on, they don't have as much fun as we do. Nobody has as much fun as comic book.
We have a great life. Being a comic book fan is very fun.
Yeah.
Los Master says his reading list today consists of Independent Trade Paperback Tuesday. Today is Department of Truth, Exquisite Corpses, and Blood Type. Oh man.
What's Blood Type?
I know Department of Truth and Exquisite Corpses is James Brennan. I don't know. I don't know what's Blood Type. I don't know Blood Type.
Yeah. Talk me into it.
God. Yeah, please convince us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Department of Truth, Exquisite Corpses, I think I love Something Is Killing the Children, but man, Exquisite Corpses is even better.
Whoa, that's a statement.
Dude, it's so good. Oh my God. Lo says he hasn't started yet, but it's about vampires.
Okay.
Lo, you got to report back to me. Let me know if it's good, brother.
Yeah.
What omnibuses are coming out this year that you're looking forward to?
This year?
You said Batman Bronze Age, but what else is something that
I need to do a video about what I'm excited about that's coming out this year. Zatanna by Paul Dini.
Yeah.
That I'm excited about. Wait a sec. I have actually a list.
What about Power Girl? Are you excited about Power Girl?
Oh, yeah.
I know you're a big fan of Power Girl.
Yeah, that's one of them. Let me go. I think I have a list here. Okay, let's see. Zatanna. I got it today. Uncanny X-Men by Kieran Gillen.
Oh yeah.
I haven't read that, and Crisis loves that book. So
awesome.
I want to get that. I mean, I got that. I was excited for it. Power Girl, yeah. Birds of Prey, Volume 2.
Oh yeah. Volume 1's fun.
I love that. Yeah. Bronze Age, Batman Bale, Neil Adams, Absolute Edition.
Original colors, right?
Yes. And speaking of original colors, Swamp Thing Dark Genesis, I want to get. And the original colors, I don't know if they've officially announced it, but I feel like everybody knows about it, that Alan Moore's Swamp Thing is going to get an omnibus, probably 2 omnis, and those are going to have original colors in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because that's practically half the book, those atmospheric colors.
Well, JD says he's just read Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dennis Camp may now be his favorite writer in comics. That's awesome.
I agree with this Assorted Crisis Events. I haven't read it yet, but Bat Cato, man, he has. I feel like he and Bunk have recommended that book to me, so that's upstairs in my TBR pile. They just rave about how great that book is.
Let me ask, what did you think of Batman Dark Patterns?
I can't wait to read it.
You haven't read it yet? Oh my God.
I know this is the problem with the unboxing.
Oh,
is I got this box of books last week, and I started getting other stuff that was piling up. So I think Samantha said I forget what she said, but she likes haul videos, and so does Pity Ma. These are my some of my viewers. A lot of people love hauls. So I don't have enough for a haul necessarily, but I have enough to make an unboxing video really fun. And I know that Dark Patterns is in that. Oh. I can't wait to read that. And I know I think that Redcoat's in there,
Perfect.
and I feel like we talked about another book that is going to be in there.
Love Redcoat. Exquisite Corpses, Volume 2.
Oh, Volume 2. Yeah, that's right. Also, if people haven't read it yet, I think it's popular enough so everybody's heard of it. But Ryan North's Fantastic Four is
yes,
so good.
Oh yeah, I think Ryan North, the first, he just put out. He's it's not like he ever stopped doing Fantastic Four, but he just put out the first volume paperback of the latest Fantastic Four run. And the very first paperback is so good. It's so freaking good.
Is it renumbered?
Yeah, I don't know if they renumbered it, but the paperback volumes are renumbered.
Okay.
It's now volume 1, but it
still?
He's been the same writer.
Yeah.
But they renumbered the paperbacks, and
is it One World Under Doom?
It's after One World Under Doom.
Oh, okay. Because I haven't read that, and I wonder if I'm probably going to have to get some book so I understand what One World Under.
You didn't need it. You didn't need it. You could read it without reading One World Under Doom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
But I really enjoyed it. I gave that that was a 5-star review. I loved it that much. I have it in here, I thought, but I can't see it. I wanted to show it to you, but who knows? I got stuff piled up in here.
That's that's the sign of a healthy collection. Yeah. You have to have floor piles. I can see a floor pile there in the back.
Oh yeah, I've got those are my giveaway books. I've got books these are giveaways that I do on the show. Look at the giveaways that I have. I got a big mess of them down here.
So, wow.
Yeah.
You're pretty generous.
I've got just a ton of stuff that I'm giving away.
That's awesome.
I got to make sure to, I got to do more. Make sure this stuff gets given away. Oh, well. What can I say? At least I'm somewhat getting the office cleaned up.
Are you controlling your where's your camera?
Right there.
Yeah, I know, but what is it on top of your monitor or
it's on top of here. I'll show you. Let me show you how it is.
Okay.
I will show you.
Mm-hmm.
Here is all right. If you look, there is my computer. All right. Here's us, by the way. Hello, Jess. Okay, now there's my monitor, and then there's a couple hard drives. These are hard drives that have all of my radio shows that I do, because I have to store all my radio shows, and then I have my camera on top.
Ah, okay, I see that.
And next to the camera are just bookshelves.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me. I know about your early career, but what are you up to now? I know.
Oh, I still do a radio show every morning. I do a show online every morning.
Yeah. And what about the one you do for your town?
That's the one I do every morning.
Oh, that's the one every morning?
Yep.
Okay. And what other shows do you do?
I do that, and then I do this. That's my life.
Okay, cool.
Patreon, my Patreon subscribers and advertisers keep me going in the morning, and my comic book supporters keep this show going at night. So I just love it. I'm happier now than I've ever been. This is the happiest I've ever been, because I just feel like, I'm not retired because I'm too young, but I feel like when I retire, this is what I want to do. If I could live the same life the rest of my years, I'll be happy.
And it sounds like your wife's very supportive.
Oh yeah, my wife's awesome. She's awesome.
Well, she likes me, so we already know she's awesome.
And thank God she's good looking and really sweet. And God, I'm just very happy, very lucky.
That's amazing.
Everyone, Omni Dog got to meet my wife before the show started, because my wife said, she goes, before you start with Omni Dog, I want to be able to say hi. So she wanted to come in and say hi to Omni Dog before we started. So that's how big a fan my wife is of Omni Dog. Her two favorites are Omni Dog. I mean, she loves Omar, but her two favorites are Omni Dog and Crisis. Every time she has to watch Omni Dog or Crisis. That's her favorites.
Yeah, Crisis. I love that guy. Crisis
is awesome.
He's such a good guy.
But that's my wife, big Omni Dog fan and big Crisis fan. Every time I watch him, she has to come in and watch.
Yay.
Like I said today, she goes, I love the fact that it's not all comics. They talk about Pop-Tarts too.
Riley and I love Pop-Tarts, and we always have. We did a Pop-Tart show for Omni Bros Live back in like 2017, and it was just Riley and me, and we did a Pop-Tart taste test, and it was our second lowest rated show ever. we had like 7 viewers or something. We got so many thumbs downs on that, but we don't care. We're just going to keep talking about Pop-Tarts. Our lowest show, which was again me and Riley, it just didn't. We had such great plans for this. It was going to be comic book Mad Libs, but and that show had almost 0 viewers. It just didn't work like we thought it would. We thought it would be funnier or funny at all, and it was a disaster. So we've learned along the way things not to do.
Everybody says I should show you a picture of Shit Stain Steve.
Yeah,
Steve is a guy that's on my radio show.
Can you show me something that's not okay.
That's Shit Stain Steve.
Don't show me anything graphic because I don't like bad humor at all.
Here's a reverse of him saving the city. There's explosions coming at him and he's saving. But you'll notice he has a stain.
Okay.
That's my friend Steve. This is not inked, but that's Steve.
Oh, that's good.
But that's my friend Steve, and
that looks really good.
Yeah,
what plans? Do you have grand plans for Shit Stain?
Yeah, we're doing a comic.
You and Steve?
Comic, and but it's gonna start as a radio drama. So we're gonna put the radio drama out, and then try to do a comic as well.
That is funny.
I just get a kick. There have been artists send in. I'm trying to find an illustration. I had one guy that did an illustration, and it is amazing. Here we go.
For
Shit Stain Steve.
Oh, whoa!
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Who did that?
It's a guy named Cyclops, who's one of our viewers. He sent that into our Discord. Isn't it amazing?
Freaking frick! What a good drawing!
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
So I'd like to hire him to draw it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is truly amazing. So that's how fun this community is. It's just a bunch of fun people, man. I'm very blessed. The fans that I have brought over to the show are just they got my sense of humor.
And it sounds like I can tell by the chat that you are like friends with a lot of them.
Yeah, it's good natured. It's really
exactly
because for so long my career has been me hiding the fact that I'm a comic book geek. I've been a geek my whole life, but I played football, basketball, baseball. I was class president.
Really?
All that stuff in high school. But I always hid the fact that I was a big comic nerd because back, when we were growing in the 80s, you got made fun of for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my scholarship was for vocal music. I had to hide it and I had to have people believe that it was somehow in athletics. I didn't want them to know that my scholarship was in vocal music. Now you would applaud that, but back then you wouldn't. Everybody would be like, "Oh, he's gay," or blah blah. It's just that's how times were different.
I hated high school in the 70s.
It's weird. It's weird. Times were so. I try to explain it to younger kids now, but it's just when we were growing up, times were different. Everybody, there was bullying was rampant, and
oh yeah,
thank God I didn't get bullied. I mean, I was a bigger kid, and I would fight back. So they were afraid of, I think there were people that were afraid of, and I was also an athlete. So we didn't get that, but I certainly didn't want to be bullied for being a comic nerd. Yeah. Even though I was a big comic nerd and Star Wars nerd and all that stuff. So when I was growing up, that was just how people were. Now, thank God, things are so much better. Kids are now praised for having hobbies, and if they're gifted vocally or in drama, they're praised for that. It's not like you had to hide it when I was a kid. Times are different, and thank God it is. I think we're in a much better world now.
I agree with you that in real life, things seem to be better. I feel like the bullying is much more evil, and it's online.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
But as far as I can tell, and I don't have obviously experience with every single school out there, but I feel there's room for you to be yourself.
Yes.
And that was definitely not true in high school. In college, I could be myself. I still had to, and I didn't care about anybody. I wasn't reading comic books then anyway, but there's a lot more leeway. It appears to me to be yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I know I did 30 plus years of being, I was a shock jock or whatever you want to call it. I was a comedy rock radio morning host for a long, long time. And then later in my career, they said, "Oh, you should do talk radio." So I was doing comedy talk radio, and they said, No, we want you to do political radio. And I went, "Oh, I don't want to talk politics." They said, "No, you got to talk politics." So I went on the air and I spoke politics. And then they went in and said, "Whoa. Well, you can't say that." And I go, "You told me to talk politics." They said, "You can't say that." And I said, "Well, you told me to talk about my politics." They go, No, we don't want you talking about your politics. We want you to talk about our politics. And I'm like, "Well, I don't agree with your politics. So I'm not, why would I talk about your politics?" So that basically, took away my talk radio show. And then COVID came around and I got out of radio.
Oh,
and I decided, you know what? I've had enough of my life where I've had to hide who I was. I had to come across. I mean, I would interview porn stars. I would interview rock stars. I would, do dick joke after dick joke. But don't get me wrong, I still love dick jokes. I still love making people laugh. But I am, I'm a comic geek. For me, reading comics and then watching TV with my wife, that's what brings me joy. You know what I mean? That's what brings me joy. Interviewing porn stars brings me no joy. But you have to act like what you're going to do in your career. So once I got out of the radio, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. So I started collecting comics, and if anybody, I didn't care who knew. But then I just started being my authentic self. I'm actually a pretty nice guy. I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm not the a-hole that I was when I was doing talk radio. Of course, but radio has changed. Guys like Howard Stern have also come out as themselves too, like showing their vulnerabilities and stuff, which I think is nice. So what I did is I said, you know what, I'm just going to be myself. And that's what I did with this comic thing. And now I've created this community of like-minded people that are all the same. They're like, you know what, I just love comics and I don't care who knows. and I feel so freeing. And I've made new friends
Yeah.
that are just great people, and I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy since letting the world know of what I really like in life. I really don't. I don't care about political talk radio. I don't care about
I would
shock
never
jock
listen to
radio.
that.
I care about geek stuff. This is what I love. Comics, movie, TV. This is what I like. I like baseball. I love baseball too.
I love football, college football and pro football.
Yeah, football is great too.
Squints asked what my favorite Pop-Tart was. My grocery store doesn't carry it right now. It's frosted cherry, but they carry my backup, which is frosted blueberry.
Strawberry is the most popular Pop-Tart, isn't it?
Probably. Yeah, I love frosted strawberry too. I'm just
off the top of my head, but I know that the brown sugar.
Oh, that's so
brown
good.
Sugar and cinnamon. I think that's what my daughter likes. My daughter likes one of them.
And a tip for everybody is that I love Pop-Tarts frozen. They're even better to me than being in the toaster.
So you'd rather eat a frozen Pop-Tart than a toasted Pop-Tart?
Yeah, they taste better and the texture's different. And they, you have to stick them in there for 6 hours so they can get frozen. But they're actually like refreshing because they're cold and they're not so hard that they'll break your teeth. There's more give in them, so you can just take a regular bite. God, those things are so good. That's where brown sugar cinnamon really shines.
So you're saying brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts in the freezer. That's a delicacy.
Yes.
I've never been a big Pop-Tart fan. I'll have to try one.
Absolutely. Unless it triggers something in you to want more, but you seem pretty self-controlled.
Yeah, you know what? I have no discipline. I'm telling you, Omni Dog. I have no discipline. I quintuple dip all the time. I have the Killing Joke. I have Deluxe Edition, Absolute Edition. Oh, DC Finest, you name it. I have 5 copies of that. In fact, I gave one away. I just gave one away the other day. I just gave away a Deluxe Edition. One of them. I still have like 5 left. So all the time.
But you're disciplined when it comes to your weight, though.
Yes, I have. I've gone from 600 pounds down to almost 600 pounds down to like I think I'm under 270. Which is
that's insane.
Yeah.
So would eating a Pop-Tart be a problem for you, or are you enough under control?
No, I think I'm under control because I'll tell you what's really helped, they've created this GLP-1 shots.
Oh yeah.
And when it comes to I started working out in 2019, working out and trying to eat better, and I've tried all kinds of things. And then at one point they gave me a gastric sleeve.
Oh yeah,
I've heard. When I got that, that's when they realized because I got a gastric sleeve, and I was still gaining weight. And the doctor's like, okay, this is not right. And so she was able to figure out that my body absorbs. I have an absorption issue. In my intestines, the body is supposed to absorb protein and turn it into energy, and carbohydrates it's supposed to turn into body fat. My body was taking everything and absorbing it into body fat.
Wow.
So my body wasn't taking it wasn't doing it right. But once they figured that out, then they could do that along with my working out and stuff like that. And that's when the weight loss, and then also Manjaro. And that's when the big weight loss started, when all this was happening. So
when did you start the Manjaro?
I started that maybe 2024, maybe 23 or 24.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really helped. It's helped a lot.
That's awesome.
That has controlled my eating, like the whole addictive side of it.
Yeah.
I used to bet a lot, sports betting.
Oh.
Now it's control. I think it's controlling my sports gambling too.
Oh, that's right. We have this discussion
I stopped sports gambling on the Manjaro.
yeah.
So it's amazing. But the one thing it hasn't stopped is my comic collecting. I'm still overbuying comics.
Well, I take it back. I don't want you to eat a Pop-Tart because I don't want to be the one that's responsible for Ray all of a sudden just going crazy.
We don't want me gaining weight. I don't want to gain. I never want to gain the weight back.
No, God, no. I'd rather you read a book that I recommended. Yeah. Your viewers can all eat Pop-Tarts.
Yes, let them eat Pop-Tarts.
Frozen.
I do want to try a frozen. I'll have my wife try one. We'll see how she feels about it. By the way, LP says, once upon a summer, I bought a box of Reese's peanut butter cups. Never had so much in common with Normandy Beach. For God's sakes.
Yeah.
There's no help to comic collecting. It's a sickness. Yeah, absolutely.
And Squints also says that frozen Reese's cups are and Red Spiral too. Frozen Reese's cups. I've
heard those are great. I do not want to experience.
Oh yeah.
A frozen Reese's cup. I can't. That's something I should. That's like cocaine for me.
Yeah.
Heroin.
Sure.
That's something I should never try. I told a story once about. I was interviewing Chris Farley once. This is back in 1995.
Yeah.
I was interviewing Chris Farley, and I don't even know how we got on. We were talking about cocaine, and I was probably weighing around 400 pounds then. And Farley said, you should never do cocaine. I was like, what? He goes, trust me. He goes, you obviously have addiction issues. He goes, yeah, you have a problem with food. I said, yeah, I do. And he goes, you should never do cocaine. You should never do cocaine. And he told me, you have a personality that you would die on cocaine. And we were laughing about it, but it was ironic. A year later, he died of an overdose on cocaine. Yeah. He was absolutely right. He was actually correct in what he was saying. So thank God. I never tried it. I've never been a big drug guy. I'm allergic to marijuana. So thank God. I've never gone any worse than
that. Frozen peanut M&Ms were the key to my early sobriety.
Really?
Because first of all, they're great, but when I would eat them instead of taking a drink. So I did gain a little bit of weight, but it wasn't until years later that I stopped craving alcohol. But the sugar in the peanut M&Ms really helped me that first year. That first year was pretty tough, but after that it's been better.
Well, that's what I think comics are for me. I think since I got my eating under control, obviously, guys like us, we do have a control issue, obviously.
Oh, you have those, you have it. Is that what am I looking at right there?
This is just some of my omnibuses. So
yeah, what's like I see Avengers. What's on the top shelf right above Avengers?
Oh, here, I'll show you. This is my very top Spider-Man.
No. Okay, go back down the second shelf. Oh, okay. Let me just see your shelves. Yeah.
Okay. Here's Amazing Spider-Man. Acts of Vengeance, Atlantis Attacks, Annihilation.
What are you doing with volumes 1 and 2 of Acts of Vengeance and Atlantis Attacks?
Yeah. Then I've got
Oh
the
yeah, you have a way worse problem than I do.
John Burns Avengers. Then I have West Coast Avengers, The Gathering, The Crossing, Kurt Busiek, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
That's supposed to be a good Avengers run.
Yeah,
Busiek?
they're great. Then
Busiek?
I do love this one, Jeff Johns Avengers.
Oh, I bet
It's
that's
fantastic.
great.
Such
Yeah.
a huge fan. And then we got Brian Michael Bendis's down here. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got Brian Michael Bendis's stuff. I got Secret Invasion. I have Hickman's Avengers.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Surrender, No Road Home, Uncanny Avengers, Avengers Forever, Black Cat, which I love. Black Cat. It makes me happy you've been talking about Black Cat.
Yeah,
because that's one of my favorites. I love this omnibus. Love it.
Same. I I have a funny story about Jake from the Brave and the Boys. We were at Heroes Con last year, and he told me that there was a viewer from Spain that subscribed to both his channel and my channel, and that the viewer read Black Cat. He told this to Jake. He said he'd never read a worse book, and he was never going to follow any of Omnidog's opinions.
Really? Again. I can't believe anyone disliking that book.
I just had to laugh at that. I thought that was so funny, especially the way Jake told it. Like, this guy was just never following any Rex anymore.
Oh, I love that book.
Oh yeah, gosh, I love it so much.
Axe of Vengeance and Atlantis Attacks are awesome stories. Some of my favorite stuff. Yeah,
well,
I've got Axe of Vengeance crossovers and Atlantis Attacks. It's awesome.
You know, I probably shouldn't have said anything because I haven't read them. So I believe you in Red Spiral.
And then I got my Batmans. All my Batmans are here, brother.
Oh, okay.
You name it. This is all Batman. The other side is all Batman. And, I've got a bunch of these Calyx that are filled. I'm pretty happy with my collection.
Well, you should be. I know why it's fun to collect comics, because when we buy them, we get that same hit in our brain that we get from like food and other drugs and stuff. It's the shopping thing. But I mean, comics are so healthy because you get to read your hobby. You collect and you read it.
And you can keep, it's something amazing. You can go back to it.
Yeah.
I have read Jeff Johns Green Lantern several times. I've read Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's Hush several times.
That's my favorite absolute. That was my first absolute. I still love that book.
I love Under the Red Hood, this deluxe edition.
That's great. God. That is a great book.
Amazing. I love Infinite Crisis by Jeff Johns.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many great books, and I could go back to them, and I get the same joy. In fact, I get a better joy out of reading a fantastic comic that I ever got from eating a banana split or eating something by the Reese's Company, or you know what I mean? I just love comics. Whenever they come in, when I get Crooks and Bandits comics, when they send me a new box, and I'm going to start doing my unboxings because people always complain because I don't do my unboxings on the air.
Oh yeah, they're
when I do an unboxing. I get such a joy from seeing those books. You know what I mean? I get such a thrill. That's that thrill I used to get from having an Almond Joy or having a piece of cake. You know what I mean?
But these
comics,
but this lasts much longer than the joy of a.
And you could go back and read it as much as you like.
Yeah, getting books in the mail, or UPS, whatever. Getting books to arrive at your house and opening that box is like Christmas. We get Christmas like 200 times a year, depending on how many you buy. Even a small box is super fun. I really can't wait for this unboxing video on Friday.
I want to watch, and that'll be on Omni Dog's Vault.
Thank you. Peace and love. Omni Dog's
8
Vault.
o'clock. You said 8 o'clock Eastern is when you're doing it?
7.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, 7 is.
My show will end at 7 Central. So make sure your show goes at least over an hour so I can watch some of it.
Okay. 7 Central is 8
Eastern.
8 my time. Okay.
So that's when my Friday show will end. I just want to be able to watch some of it.
Okay. We'll goof around and talk about New Zealand comics or something. Her obsession with Spider-Man. She's doing a huge year-long.
Batmantha comes into the chat room. Samantha's great, and I think she's awesome. I love her videos. I recommend following her on TikTok. I think she's fantastic.
TikTok ones.
Yeah, and I want to have her as a guest on Roundtable. I think she's great.
She's very fun. She's a very nice person.
I want to maybe I'll try to start my show early Friday because I want to watch your unboxing, because I am such a geek. When there's a show that I like, I will sit I watch it on my big screen TV. I don't watch it on the phone. I'm not some.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to watch it on the phone. I want to watch it on my big screen.
I probably people in your chat, but who are the people that watch something like Avatar on their phones?
People with eyesight better than ours. See, we're old, so our eyes are.
It's like this tiny screen. I guess it's better than not seeing it, but yeah, I just saw that.
Are you happy with the brand new day wraparound?
Is that volume 2?
Volume 2 is right here. I loved Brand New Day Volume 2. I love Brand New Day Volume 1. I just love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Volume 3.
I can't wait to get a couple more and then I'll start. Actually, I'll try to start after the third one comes out this year.
I'm telling you, Brand New Day Volume 1, I refused to read it for the longest time. I finally read it. Oh my God, it was fantastic.
That's what I've heard. That's why I'm excited.
So happy with it.
I haven't been excited about a Spider-Man book in a long time, so I'm really excited about this one.
I'm very happy with it.
About this kind of series. Yeah.
So you're saying near mint conditions, reprint DC Stream. When is that?
I think that's tomorrow. James, if he's still in the chat, James will know.
And what time are you doing that?
I don't think I'm doing it.
You don't know what do you know what time Omar scheduled that?
I was on that stream last Monday, a week ago Monday, and I didn't know I was doing that. He forgot to tell me he was inviting me, so I'm not sure that I'm invited for tomorrow. I'm happy to promote it and tell everybody it's a fun video to watch, but I think I'm also on his channel. Let me see here. Am I on his channel? I'm on his channel Friday, the 17th. I know that for sure. That's going to be the DC Solicits show that we do every month. It's always
I might be on that too, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was on there. I've been on there the last couple months, so I just did Marvel last week.
Yeah.
Well, I think we just did Marvel last week, so
yeah.
Here we go. James says the DC reprint post will be on at 5:30 Eastern. Okay, so that's 4:30 my time. I might move my show. God, I'm such a geek. I gotta watch that.
Well, and they are so popular that show we did with him Monday had almost 700 viewers. So they suck all the viewers away from us. So it's better.
I'm such a geek. I literally with my notebook, I keep notes. I just love it. And when they do the original shows, Crisis counts down everything. You know what I mean? So I love that. Love it.
Yeah, I love that we're part of the new that he's got connections now that we get DC solicits. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so great.
I think it's great, man. I think it's awesome. I think what Omar has created is just an amazing community. And to be, you know what I mean? And to be, I consider myself an offshoot of his community. I take pride in the fact that that I get to do those broadcasts. I would do anything that guy asked me to, literally, because, it's been what he's done for me it's been amazing. So anything, and the same with you, Jess. I do anything he asked me to do.
Oh, okay, good, because you're doing something with me on the 18th, this coming Saturday.
We're doing something Saturday night, which will be fun.
Yeah, I'd like that to be 7 p.m. That's going to be hot singles in your area.
Bad days.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Let's see, who else is on? I think next month I'll have Cody and Sean and Bunk. They couldn't do it this month. Let's see, Carl's on, Bat Cato's on, you're on. That might be it.
That'd be cool.
But that's this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about the hot, what people really are excited about collecting with single issues. What ones are hot, like speculatively. We'll talk about that, but more importantly, I want to find out what people are excited about reading. Like this Absolute line has just been going crazy. I haven't.
Absolute Batman is getting over 300,000 buys every month it comes out. Over 3. I don't know what Scott Snyder's being paid, but I'm telling you, he's being underpaid. He's being underpaid, because that's amazing. By the way, Alan says, "Are you guys excited for the upcoming World Cup? Soccer's a dirty word to us Europeans. Due to be hosted in USA, Mexico this summer." I like and Canada. I actually like soccer, so I'm a big MLS fan. But I do like, I like football. I was a fan of Everton because I have a good buddy of mine that lives in Liverpool, but I become a fan of other kind of Premier League soccer. So I'm a fan of it. Yes, I'm excited about it, but I'd like to see the USA actually go farther than we have, because we always get trounced in that stuff.
Yeah. I will definitely watch it, because the amount of jacking up of prices.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about tickets. Tickets are a whole different stratosphere, but like the train returning from the game, I only saw this for a second, but the train price, like, this isn't even like an individual. The whole price for a train ride back to New Jersey from the site of the World Cup game is $100. It's usually like a $7 ticket.
That's insane.
Now it's $100. I can't. Oh man, I don't. There's just no way that I could pay that.
Let's see. We're seeing Red Spiral says, "I'm still petty about One More Day. Peter and MJ's marriage was my childhood, and I have disdain for anything Spider-Man after it. I loved Renew Your Vow." Dude, Red Spiral, I was the same way. I refused to read Brand New Day because I was so angry after One More Day. But after I read it, I loved Brand New Day. I loved Volume 1. I loved Volume 2. I'm excited about Volume 3. I'm excited about Volume 3. I'm excited about Spider-Man again. And I hope they do big time after Volume 3. I just love it. I love it.
Big time's the only thing I have all of. I have a bunch of other. I don't think buying those books I had any idea how big Brand New Day was. Because the only thing I have, I have the Gauntlet, then I have Big Time 1, 2, 3, 4. But New Ways to Die, and and then Origin of the Species. And that's all I have. And there's going to be like, how many Omnis are going to be for Brand New Day?
I think they're doing 3. I think they said 3, and then the 4th one would be Big Time.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
They haven't announced Big Time yet, but it's got to be coming next year, right?
I feel like I've heard people talking about it. Yeah.
Maddie says, I've been collecting since the 80s. Right now, Conan and 7 Years in Darkness are my 2 favorites.
7 Years in Darkness.
Conan's on Titan Comics, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
What's 7 Years in Darkness?
I have no idea.
Let's see. 7 Years in Darkness. 7 Years in Darkness comic book. Ooh, this looks cool.
What is it?
It's by Joseph Schmalke from Acclaim. Let me show you the main image of the book. Oh, that's a little too big. Okay, go back down. This is the main image of the first trade.
Wow, look at that. Wow.
And it says, from acclaimed comic creator Joseph Schmalke comes a dark, sweeping fantasy epic. I'm in already.
Yep.
The Academy of Black Magic, oh my gosh, I am so in, has opened its doors for the first time in over 200 years. 72 children are conscripted to enter its dimly lit halls to study the dark arts in an environment devoid of the sun. Only 7 will emerge to see daylight again. Their 7-year journey begins in year 1 of 7 Years in Darkness. Whoa, dude, thank you for suggesting that.
He is so there.
Yeah, that is my kind of stuff.
7 Years in Darkness. Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you, Maddie. Black magic, dark sweeping fantasy. This is my jam, as the young people say.
Zoe says, do you guys anticipate DC All In will get an omnibus? I think individually, I think you'll see DC, like DC Superman's going to get an omnibus, obviously.
Yeah.
I think you'll see Green Arrow definitely get the Jeremy Adams run of Green Arrow is going to get an omnibus. The Flash, I think you'll see individual heroes get omnibus, not just one sweeping all in.
Well, I can promise you Detective Comics by Tom Taylor's going to get an omnibus.
Oh, yeah, it's very good.
I've been buying the standard hardcovers, and that's a guarantee that you guys are going to get an omnibus. Yeah.
I'll get the Matt Fraction Batman run's definitely going to get one. Omnidog is one of those rare people who just makes everything better without even trying. The kind of person who brings good vibes, genuine laughs, and real heart every single time. Yeah, so we've been going over 3 hours. Oh my God. We'll wrap it up. Seriously, we're going to wrap it up in 10 minutes, guys.
Thank you so much, Bo. That is such a sweet thing to say.
I didn't even realize we were going that long. I feel so bad because I know you just had surgery.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I need to go ice it. Oh,
The world honestly feels a little brighter with you in it, mate. Absolutely, dude. I'm telling you.
That is so
One
nice.
of my questions to you was, is there anyone that dislikes you? Because I certainly don't know anybody that doesn't like you.
If there is, and I'm sure there has to be out there, if there's a YouTuber or a person, at least I don't know about it. So I mean, if they're unhappy with me or they're tired of me or something, I don't know about it. So at least that's nice.
I just love it.
Thank you.
You're such a nice guy. I mean, it was very easy to become friends with you. You know what I mean? It was like that.
Well, it's a two-way street. It's it's a two-way street. You have to be nice too, or I'm just not going to bond with you. My motto is treat people like you want to be treated.
Huh?
So even if you like me, if you're not, if you're not treating me right, whether you like me or not, I'm not gonna be friends with you. James
says, I can think of someone. Just think about Batman Damned.
Yeah, this is yeah,
James would know.
I forgot about this. Thank you, James. There are people out there who specifically don't like me, and that is a podcast, a popular Batman podcast called Bat Force Radio. And when was this? I feel like it was 2021. They had Tom King on interviewing him, and this was, or maybe it was earlier. Batman Damned came out, so it was like 2019. So I was a big fan, and I still am, and I know it's divisive, but I really like Tom King's Batman.
Yeah.
And my advice to people who don't like it, just read Tinian's or Fractions. Yeah. Read somebody before it. It's, there's all kinds of choices out there. But I have an answer for you, JC, about Riley's group. Just a sec. So, okay. So Bat Force Radio had Tom King on, and they were interviewing him, and they said there's something to the effect of this longtime Batman fan who and they gave me a compliment, and we really like his show, said that your Batman is his favorite Batman in the last 50 years, something like that. And of course, Tom King goes, oh, that must be the early Alzheimer's setting in, some joke like that. Right. And so I thought that, that was cool.
It's funny.
At the time, Taylor Brown's the one that told me about it. He's the minister of comics. He's a real minister. And at a time, he's who I started out Batter Days with. So they were fans. I really hated Batman Damned. And I love Brian Azzarello's Wonder Woman. I really like 100 Bullets. There's a lot of his stuff that I like. One of my all-time favorite Batman stories is by Brian Azzarello. So there's a lot of good stuff, but boy, did I hate that. And this was a root beer bath that got me in trouble, because I did it on my show and nothing happened. But I also, at Taylor's suggestion, strong suggestion, I posted it on my Instagram, and Bat Force Radio apparently followed my Instagram. Man, oh Manischewitz, it got personal. They were ripping me a new one because they were friends with not only Brian Azzarello, but especially who is the artist in that? he's not really my favorite artist either. He did Batman Noel. He did. He's a famous artist. I can't think of his name. His style just doesn't. I have nothing against him, but his style doesn't line up with me. What the hell is his name?
Worked with he worked with Eduardo Russo.
Oh, I know. I love Eduardo Russo, and
it's great.
I love those. I love anything that those two do.
Yeah.
Oh God, this guy's a completely famous artist, but I don't have any of his stuff really because I don't really care for his art. What anyway, somebody in the chat will figure it out. I'm sure James will figure it out. They were personally really good friends with this artist of Batman Damned, and they took it to a level of they took it to a personal level that nobody's ever talked to me like that since probably middle school. So they and I made some kind of weak defense of of mine. Thank you, James. Lee Bermejo. Yeah. Bat Force Radio was good friends in real life with Lee Bermejo. And they just beat the shit out of me. So yeah, they are definitely not fans.
They're not Omnidog fans.
No, not in any universe.
JC wants to know, how can we be a member in Riley's omnibus group?
It's a lot smaller now and not nearly as active. I don't. If you want to email me at omnidogsvault2@gmail.com, and I'm sure James will put it up in a sec. I will. I know a friend that I have a friend that's an admin in the group still. So, and Riley can get you in. So, send me omnidogsvault2@gmail.com. Send me like your whatever your Facebook name is. I guess it's usually our real names. But I don't know who JC comic book guy is. So send me your real name and I can definitely get you entered into the omnibus group. Its original purpose doesn't really exist that much anymore because both the big two and smaller, but Image and Boom, they've all done a much better job of getting their stuff. Thank you, Red Spiral. Yeah. There aren't as many whales as there used to be. So it's turned into more of a comic discussion. Thank you, Federico. I appreciate your watching.
Awesome.
There's probably more comic discussion every day in my Discord or Ray's Discord. But I'm happy to it's a source of, I will say this, I joined back up because that's where I find out a lot of early solicitations. But also now I have James and he does solicitations right away. So I find out about new stuff.
My happiest days are when James puts solicitations up. When he was just doing all the DC stuff a couple weeks ago, I was in heaven. Every morning I'd wake up, go to the Discord, and see all the solicitations. It made me so happy.
James,
thank God for James.
You do that for Ray too? That's exclusive to my Discord. So Ray has to come to my Discord.
I met James through you, and I'm so happy. He's such a nice guy. He's just great. But listen, Omnidog, Jess, I want to take a second because we're out of time, but thank you so much, buddy. You're such a good friend. You're just a hell of a guy.
Thank you.
I think one of my biggest joys this year was getting to know Omar, and then through him getting introduced to you. I just love you. You're a great guy. You gave me 3.5 hours today, and I only asked for an hour. And I know you're recovering from surgery, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, time flew. I didn't even feel it. So I really appreciate. Oh, Lieber Mayo does Ozzyverse too. Don't mention my name, Bo. Leave me out.
Libernejo is not an Omnidog fan.
He is not. Well, he may be, but thank you for subbing to my channel, JC.
Thanks, Omnidog and Ray. Thanks, buddy.
This has been a lot of fun, and I've loved getting to know you, Ray. It's great that we're friends. Bo meant James. Oh, it's funnier if you meant Lieber Mayo, but okay. It's been great making friends with you and your chat. I hope I see some of them in my streams too.
I'm going to remind them. I will remind them on Friday's show. Make sure I'm going to move my show up earlier.
Okay.
When I get done, I'll say, make sure to go over to Omnidog's Vault and watch your show, because I want people to watch it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. It's your chat is really cool. I appreciate them. And this has just been a really fun 3.5 hours. I'm surprised it was that long.
Oh my God, it flew by. I really appreciate it, buddy. It was a lot of fun. LP says, Omnidog, wishing you a speedy recovery.
Thank you, LP. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
I really appreciate it. That's nice. That's fun. Really nice of you.
I said it. Everybody loves Jess. There's no one who doesn't like him, except maybe Libernejo. But everybody loves Jess.
It's Bat Force Radio that doesn't dig me.
Listen, I'm such a big fan of yours, and it's such a pleasure to know you, and to call you a friend means the world to me, and I thank you. I think I've sent you my phone number. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
Always feel free to text me as well. You know that.
Okay, sure.
But I thank you, buddy. I really thank you, and good luck. Good luck on your upcoming show. We'll promote it on Friday. I want to make sure everybody watches your unboxing, because it sounds really exciting. I think it's going to be great. And I just want to thank you for being on, buddy.
Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor.
Your stories were so good about how you got in and your origin story.
Those are good questions.
Chat has been a blast.
Yeah, those were good questions you asked.
And everyone, because you deserve it. Everybody, because you deserve it. We're going to go ahead and hold on. I want to play the Omnidog theme again.
Oh, I thought you were going to give something.
No, I can't find it. Where the hell is it?
Thank you, Eric. And thank you, Red Spiral. I appreciate it.
Oh, I wanted to play the theme, but I can't find it. Sorry, Jess.
Thank you, Aaron. Oh, it's on my homepage.
All right, let me go to.
Yes,
I can't see it. But you guys check out Jess's show, and then there's Batter Days every Saturday, and different. You want me to I highly recommend them, and I'll be on with him this Saturday. You're doing your unboxing Friday night, and then Saturday I'm on with you, which is going to be a blast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
can't wait.
Hang on a sec. Do you want me to send you the video?
Oh yeah, I'd love to play the video to wrap up the show. Are you kidding?
Let's see. Wait a sec. How did you get that as the top? The top thing.
When I first went to it, that was the first thing.
Yeah, that I don't even know how to. Oh my God. Okay, just a sec. Let me search. Let's see. Omnidog theme. Omni Man. Oh, this is a YouTube search. Freaking frick. All right, let's see.
Omnidog.
Now I want to hear that song again from Nate. Omnidog's collection, videos, Special fun, special book section. What the hell? I can't even get it on my own channel. Home shorts, no. Let me see if I can just search Omnidog theme song. James should have had this at this point.
I really want to end with it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to scroll through videos and see if I can.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Add to queue, save, share. Copy. Let me put it in the, whoops. Oh no, over here. Let me put it in the private chat.
Oh, awesome.
There it is.
Okay. Here we go. Hold on, everybody. Let me see. I'll play this to end the show. We're going to play. We will once again play the Omni Dog theme, you guys.
You're a good guy, Ray. This has been fun.
I've had a blast, man. Here we go. Been a pleasure, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thanks, dude.
Everybody, Just Brag, the one and only Omni Dog, joining me on today's. Oh my God, joining me today for the roundtable. You're the best, buddy. Thank you so much. And I will see you Saturday.